Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Critical. We're back again.
After
The
another
glaze is
break.
over. Yeah, after another break. Yeah, it's been a bit, but we're back
You
again.
know,
And,
it's like
the
the
glaze is over.
Christmas, the Christian things are over.
Yeah, the pagan things are over. the the fun holidays are all over. April
now
is
it's
over.
waiting all the way until like the school holidays for actual, things happening. But you never know when family calls again to the island or wherever.
Yes. But they won't be calling you to do glazing though. There won't be any be no glazing on this stream because we've got a yet another Furin video because that seems to be the running theme of the last few streams have been Furin videos. Next stream we'll have to do something a bit different.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing like a E3, of course, summer of gaming.
E3 recap shit. Yeah, well, whatever, because Xbox is doing a thing. I assume PlayStation's doing a thing. Nintendo's doing a thing. Jeff Keighley's probably got something up his sleeve. He's going to come out on stage again and be like, listen, guys, this is the most hype. I came in my pants when I played this game at the studio. And then that game's going to die in like a week.
I am kind of wondering how Jeff Keighley in particular is going to handle the whole thing. I promoted a game that died instantly.
I mean, look, he got paid probably, so whatever.
Right? Apparently he didn't. So that was the whole thing, right? That it was revealed that he didn't get paid for it.
Well, they must have paid to get on stage, though. Could you know how much the shit costs?
Well, that was the whole thing, right? They said why did Jeff promote such a terrible game? Well, at least he got paid for it. And then it was revealed that no, he didn't get paid for it. It was his own choice to put that game in.
He might, well, that doesn't track, because I've heard that apparently to get on stage at the Game Awards, you do have to, like, pay a fucking fair amount to get.
Yeah, unless Jeff likes you, then he can just put one in.
unless Jeff likes you. I don't think Jeff is like in complete control of the show. Must be some fucking like board or whatever that decides all that shit.
There is one small caveat in that it turns out that Tencent was one of the secret
that doesn't actually surprise me. So
Tencent was funding the studio of Highguard, and Highguard didn't disclose it because disclosing that Tencent is funding you was kind of a bad mark, so better not mention it.
To some people it is, but it's also kind of like Tencent fucking funds a lot of shit.
Yeah, like being scared that SoftBank does a thing when SoftBank, also made an anime or something. Oh no.
Yeah, they don't like Tencent fucking just puts their hands in a whole lot. Like it's an investment thing at this point.
Yeah,
like there's a ton of shit they have fucking fingers in. It's not like I wouldn't like necessarily say that it's like a black mark if they're. It's almost like this studio is like invested in for BlackRock or whatever it's called, right?
Or your SoftBank, like I mentioned. Oh no,
well, yeah, it's like who cares? It's like who cares? It's a fucking big name. Well, not big name, but it's a big studio. They got to get their capital from somewhere, right? Like I'm not gonna get fucking.
But anyway, Tencent is one of the sponsors or things of Summer of Games in some way or another. So there's somewhat of a connection between Tencent is funding Summer of Games in some way and is funding the studio in a way. So I think it's still a little bit of a stretch to say that Tencent was the one pressuring Jeff to put Highguard in it because Tencent is funding lots of things.
I think the issue with your analysis, or not your analysis, but like the way it's framed, right, is I don't think there was any like pushing or coercion or like weirdness going on. It's just business.
Yeah.
It's literally just business. It's just Tencent or whoever was like, hey, here's like $500,000. We want to be at the Game Awards. We'll invite Jeff Keighley out to the studio. He can play the game, right? This is a thing we're working on, right? And I do think Jeff was being at least somewhat genuine, right? When he's on stage. I don't think he was like lying, right?
Mm.
About him liking the game, right? I guess like the problem is like, I mean, we could get into a whole discussion about why that shit failed, but because I did watch, like, I know Doki has a really good like little clip because she played it and she kind of talks about the problem with it, where it's like it's not a game. It wasn't a game that was gonna work with casuals, right? Was part of the problem.
Mm.
Like, it was a game made from the ground up to appeal to sweatsters. And that doesn't usually end well because the sweatsters are not the people that actually keep your game afloat. Right?
Yeah,
That's
you want
kind
your
of the thing.
casual dailies, and there was afterwards, the post mortem was that the game was actually super unfocused, switched directions so many times, was
Yeah.
unbalanced in every direction because they copied every other game and wasn't
Mm,
confident in any particular part to commit in one way or another. So it was a mess of everything together and all that stuff, But
yeah.
what
Yeah.
plenty of people said about it.
Yeah. But back to the general topic though. Yeah, we'll cover probably recap because I don't think we're gonna catch them live somehow.
No, I did a quick check just now while we're talking, and PlayStation has their presentation on the second for me. For you, it will be probably
You
like
have
the
to link me
third.
where you're seeing all of this so I can see
Well,
see it
I
in
am on
my
Eurogamer because they have like a schedule
uh,
that is in
just
in
slap
European time.
that. Oh, okay. Well,
This is in the European time, so just
uh,
see what CST is.
just
It's
just add an extra day.
yeah, just plus
Just add
12.
another day. Plus 12.
Is
Yeah.
it 5 p.m.? Just 5 a.m. or something.
If it's the 3rd of June, that's Wednesday. So it's basically like from the 3rd all the
But the
way
Summer
to
Game Fest is the 5th or 6th. That
yeah. So it's basically from Wednesday to Monday,
yeah,
essentially.
apparently, but Xbox is on the 7th/8th, and PC is after that, and it's also on the
Yeah.
7th/8th. Nintendo has not announced it yet.
They don't tend to announce shit until
No, they also
later.
don't care for your. It either is like a 2 weeks in advance or a week after on their own time, on their own schedule.
Mm. Accessibility summer showcase, lovely. But yeah, no, we'll try and like if the lines up right, like I'm
Mm.
free. I can't do Thursdays these days because I've got work, but I could do probably like most days if the timing lines up. We might
I
do
got
some live.
I unless it's like for me, right? Unless it starts when I get off work and ends in like 3 hours later to just fit in
Yeah.
my regular evening. I cannot do start from 12 2 past 2 at night until 5 in the morning and to go to work afterwards. That's not what I'm going to do. No. But anyway, that's kind of the semi plan for next week. Maybe not next week
Yeah.
immediately doing the whole gaming recap. Maybe the week after everything is
Yeah, well,
done.
like I said, we'll just kind of play it by ear and just kind of see what happened. But we got
Mhm.
something else we can recap, though. We can,
Yeah,
we can.
we can recap something we didn't even know happened.
Yeah, we didn't even know it happened. The only reason I knew it happened was Ina did like a live react, probably a sponsored live react or something, and I saw the thumbnail and I was like, "Wait, the anime awards are happening? What? What?" The anime, what?
Because usually we have made it a habit to insert our
Yeah, we
own
did.
picks.
We did a stream during, I don't know how many weeks ago that would have been. It was a while ago. We did cover like the nominees, I think, for this one, which is because they announced the nominees like like months before they actually do it, like fucking way early. So I remember we did cover like the nominees at some point down the line, but yeah, I had no idea it was happening. I thought it had already happened. I thought we'd already covered, but
Yeah,
apparently not.
I thought it was like
So I
at the
guess,
new year or something. But anyway, let's actually go
yeah.
through it.
So let's have a look. So if we go to I think you
Categories.
can, yeah. If you click on the little arrow, it'll show you everything
Oh,
else,
sorry,
I
I'm just going
guess.
to the categories. I think
Uh
it's just
oh yeah, no,
make.
go click on anime of the year, and then you can flip through them. There's like a next button in the top corner.
Where's
So
the?
we'll
Oh,
just go
yeah, on the
through.
top.
Yeah, we'll just go through. So Hero Academia got, and it's the same as that one year. Remember, it's always like, oh, the Hero Aka Awards or the Yuri
Yeah.
on Ice Awards. Real G's remember the Yuri on Ice Awards, right? There's always like one that just starts fucking getting all the fucking shit. So let's just kind of have a chat, even though I don't even remember what we fucking picked. Fucking actually talked about.
I don't think we did it for this.
I swear we did. I
Maybe.
swear we fucking did. I just don't remember it because it was like so long ago, and who actually gives a fuck about the Crunchyroll anime award?
Anyway, for what I would say right now, right? Do am I going to be like the art of anime and pick like original sin, or am I going for the I was super hyped for Dandadan every episode?
Well, I would have given it to Dandadan personally because I watched the final season of Hero, and I would
Hmm.
say yeah, it was good. Like it was alright. It was a decent final season to a decent show, right? Like people shit on My Hero a lot, but I always thought it was fine. You know, it was a modern shonen for a modern audience, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think I would call it like anime of the year material, right? Like I personally would have given it to Dan to Dan. Gacha Chunka or whatever, the trash show, that was all right, but again, I wouldn't necessarily say that would be anime of the year potential. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, Cleaver was my anime of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna make mints on that one. Like Cleaver was fucking Kino. Some of that Haruku died. I don't fucking remember. I didn't watch that, so I don't know anything about it. Tabaki's original sin, I thought it was all right. I didn't talk about it on the stream because it kind of got a little bit heavy in like one of the episodes, and I kind of was like, I don't really want to talk about this. But I did watch the whole thing. I wouldn't say it's anime of the year, mostly because it doesn't like. I think I did mention this when it was airing. The ending kind of fell flat for me. I wasn't really into how it ended
Hmm.
because it kind of
Forced
ends
happy
sort of on
ending?
this.
You mean?
Yeah, no, I don't even know if I'd say it was a forced happy ending, but it was kind of like a reset to nothing ending, kind of. Like it was happy, and the two girls, they become friends or whatever, and Tapaki, sacrifices himself to like reset, essentially reset the timeline, right?
Yeah.
And to me, it just felt kind of like a cop out, right? Like everything that we'd gone through for this whole thing, we've gone, just watched this whole saga, I guess, kind of play out, and then they're just gonna like pull a fucking Deus Ex and just reset the whole thing, right? I
Well,
wasn't into it. I can see how it's like good, like it's not a bad ending by any chance. It just didn't click with me. That was my.
I
It just
mean,
didn't.
I can see like the first half is all seeing it through. What's her name again? I forget the names. Black
What's
haired
her name?
girl. We see through black haired girl eyes
You
and all
can
that.
you can click on the show and it'll make it big on the screen.
Oh yeah, you're
It
right.
doesn't open immediately.
Do you see the mouse? No, you can't see the mouse on the thing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
the black hat girl, you can get her perspective in the first half. In the second half, you get the blonde girl perspective, and in the end, and then you see it's all a matter of perspective and empathy and understanding and
Yeah. I
background.
get the themes, right?
And
I get
then
the
at the end,
themes.
everybody understands each other, and it's a happy ending.
Yeah, happy. Yeah, I get the themes and I get the artistry of it, but I just didn't click.
Anyway,
And
let's continue to the next ones.
Yeah, well, even my like personal feelings aside, I still wouldn't make it animated.
Right.
Still wouldn't have voted for it. But anyway, yeah, what do we
Next
got
category,
next? We got
film of the
film.
year.
Of course, it's gonna be Demon. It's gonna be the most profitable fucking movie that ever fucking happened.
I don't know. Wasn't
No,
like Chainsaw like super profitable or just popular?
Chainsaw was pretty popular. Chainsaw was pretty popular, but wasn't the Demon Slayer? Was that like the other Demon Slayer? Because like I always fucking forget because there's been like a few of them. Because like one of them was
the
like
one Demon Slayer movie that was seen by or
it was like
tickets
Infinity
over half
Train
of
or
Japan
something.
was like a previous one, I believe.
Yeah, that was like Infinity Train or something. Because there's a castle, it was like a train one or something. I haven't watched any of these, so I have no real like
Scarlet.
whatever.
Oh, some.
I did see a
lady.
preview for Scarlet. It's like a medieval knight fantasy kind of thing. Apparently, it's quite good. I haven't watched it though. But yeah, I did not watch any movies, so I can't really.
So we cannot
like,
really say much about.
I feel like it would have been. I feel like it would have been between Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer as like a right. That's kind of it. Right, continuing series. Is it really fair? Is it really
No,
fair
it
that
isn't.
One Piece wins this?
The continuing series is like you should just a second season of like of whatever is.
I also feel it's kind of disingenuous to have My Hero Academia on there because it's not continuing. It's fucking over.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing like some OVAs or some shit, but it's for all intents and purposes, it is over, right? So don't know why that's there.
And I think there's a difference between second seasons of third seasons of anything and a series that has gone on for years and will continue on for years. There's a difference.
And it's riding on the pot. Like, yeah, because I would have given it to Danded out of the list, right? Like, One Piece aside, like Solo Leveling was okay. Like, I didn't have any particular problem with that season of Solo Leveling. I thought it was alright, but I think Dan should have probably won that personally. That's my take on that. Right, new series. Fucking Cleavertress lost. Fuck. Fuck.
And with your
God
favorite show
it.
on, Retsu, you'll be happy.
Fucking Christ. So
also, I feel like this is maybe like controversial take. New series cannot be a manga cannot be an adaptation. It's maybe not fair or whatever. Maybe there's like
I don't mind
original show, whatever.
I don't mind it being like an adaptation, whatever. And to be fair, like I think the problem is it really feels like this is just like because I know that a lot of this was like determined by voting. Right, there's like 50% of it is like voting, and like 50% of it is the fucking like council of Crunchyroll fucking sycophants or whatever that they have that vote on this shit, right? So I know why Gachichanka won, right? Like I know why, because you got all these fucking like hoodweaves or whatever that I'm being a little insulty because Cleavertress. I'm salty. Let me be salty. I'm allowed to be salty. Okay, I'm allowed to be a little salty. You have all these hoodweebs, right? That, fucking are probably voting and botting and doing all kinds of fucking nonsense to fucking vote for Gachichanka, which is ironic considering they harassed the fucking author off the platform recently. They fucking harassed. Did you hear about this? They harassed her off the internet, Ali. They fucking harassed her off the internet. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why, Ali? What did the author of Gachichanka do that was so fucking bad that
don't
her
ship,
entire
don't stop the shipping or whatever. I don't know.
No. What she did was she reposted and liked a video of a Japanese man doing a funny dance in a shitty cosplay of a character, and they used leeks on their head to represent the guy's dreadlocks. And that's apparently a big no race thing. Oh, how dare this Japanese man
Is the character in
make
this image, or is it someone else?
not probably not hard to see. I think hang on, if I go into one of my other chat, I talked about this in the series. Might go find see if I can find this. Because it's just like it's just fucking they ain't all right, man. The anime. Oh, here we go. I got it. There you go. Hang on. You know, can I get this like a little bit better quality? Hang on. It's like shit quality. Have you got this the bot up?
No,
Do you want to
sorry,
bring
I
it up on
didn't
stream?
put the bot on.
I'll let you if you want to. If you want to, I want to bring it up. We don't have to bring it up, but all right. I'll wait for it to pop online. It's offline right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. Image going in 3, 2, 1. Bam. And you'll also have a picture of the author in the bottom.
Yeah,
well.
blah blah blah.
So
I didn't put I didn't put the scene in stream 2. It's too much effort.
Oh no. Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, I suppose I could do this for 1 brief minute.
Yeah, this is only just
in the other thing, and we'll
just have a quick look. We're gonna do it just so. Spoilers on the video we're covering. Yeah, there we go. So so this is the sin. This is the big sin, Ali. This is how dare that Japanese man do silly cosplay? How dare he? And how dare the author promote such a just blackface? Right? This is black. This is.
Anyway, so we should skim through these categories. Otherwise, we're stuck here forever.
Yeah, but to finish up on best new series, so I could stop talking trash. Yeah. Other than like I feel like it was good picks, right? For the category. Even if I don't, even though I disagree with who won, like it seemed alright. So anyway, what do we got? Original anime.
Yeah.
Didn't watch. I was thinking of watching Lazarus, but I didn't. So
I heard that in the end, Lazarus is kind of dull. I kind of from everything I heard, Apocalypse Hotel is like the #1 pick. Otherwise,
it's weird because I heard like a little bit about Apocalypse Hotel's manga, but I never read it. And then
it's an original anime, so it doesn't have manga.
Is it? I thought it had a manga. Okay, it must not have had a manga. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Maybe that's why I don't know anything about it, because I'm confusing it with something else.
I haven't actually seen it myself, but I heard it's asked the question of, hey, the apocalypse happens and the only survivors are like robots.
Oh yeah, now I'm remembering. Yeah,
but it's more like asking the question, how does Japan look without the Japanese? What is it? What is Japaneseness without the Japanese? What is a culture without its humans?
So Beat Break is alright. I've been watching it, right? And Beat Break's fine. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's like amazing. It's alright. Didn't watch Moonrise. I was gonna watch Zensu, the manga.
Yeah, me. I haven't.
Show.
I never got around.
Yeah, I was going to, but I just Gundam's a weird one because while like yes, it's an original anime.
It's also like a fan service project of the.
No. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit, because that's actually false. It's not a fan service project, right? The issue with Quarks is in the West, right? There's this perception that Quux is it's just like nostalgia bait and fan service, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just trying to. In Japan, the perception is wildly fucking different because the actual intent of Quux, and I've read there's been some interviews that have come out with like Tomino and like a bunch of the people that worked on it, where they talk about how it's not about trying to cater to the old fans. What they wanted to do was try and reimagine the Gundam mythos for a new generation, right? The idea was basically, let's take classic Gundam, right? So the 70s, UC timeline Gundam, and
Mm.
try and reinterpret this in a way that like appeals to the modern kind of sensibilities, because the people that grew up with like Gundam, or like 70s Gundam, right, are old as fuck now, and like
Yeah, but
completely
the
different.
whole
It's a
everything
completely
that.
different generation.
Yeah,
It's a
but
completely
the
different
problem
generation.
I see is that a lot of Quacks, you need like extra knowledge that isn't in the series to appreciate all the things that it does. So
I wouldn't say I would. I mean, I disagreed with you when we talked about this when we watched it. I disagree. I don't actually
anyway,
think you need a lot of that background knowledge. I think it helps, but I think like I think, and again, you can see it in the responses, right? You can see it in how the Japanese like audience responded to it versus how like the Western audience responded to it.
anyway,
It's completely
does
different.
My Hero Academia have the best animation, or was it Solo
Well,
Leveling?
Solo Leveling actually. It's just Solo. I mean, Solo Leveling's animation was alright. I don't think I think it was fine. Again, it's like all of these shows, I would argue, would have been fine picks, to be honest, because like Dan to Dan was pretty good. We
And
had the
then
big kaiju
when
fight.
Okarun went all demon modes, it was some pretty fancy animation. Also, like the Evil Eye with his
Yeah,
whole house and whatnot. It was nice.
the house and the big worm and the
I mean,
fucking
Takopi. I only see like that and then Takopi of these, and Takopi had like some
yeah.
weighty character animation in there.
Yeah. Takupi had some pretty good stuff. Like it wasn't just like flashy or anything, right? But
Mm.
it was very well animated. Um, again, you have to think about this from like, okay, they're just picking what the fuck was the most popular, right? It's
Which had the
of course,
most aura Sakuga
or a
scenes.
farming or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Character design got you chunker. Yeah, all right, I guess. Yeah, I mean some of those character designs are kind of creative, so it's fine. It's
Crystal
whatever.
Darling season 2, I suppose. I mean, Apothecary Diaries has some good, Chinese
Yeah,
characters.
yeah. Oh, look
And
at that! Guess who got best director? Look at that, beautiful.
hey,
There you go. See,
win for me.
your fucking shows get goddamn awards. Your fucking
Finally. Hey, but your show also
finally.
wins. Your trash show.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I wasn't. I mean, I like the trash show. Oh man, it beat out City. City lost. Oh
I
no.
mean, I really think that City. If I would compare your trash show and City, I think City would win in most categories.
Well, it's not my
specific.
trash show. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's why
I,
it's your trash show. It's now yours. You have to defend it against all criticism.
no,
Every
no,
criticism, you have to defend it.
no, no. Sorry.
Best romance. I haven't seen Fragrant
Listen,
Flower.
I have seen some fucking porn of that girl. I didn't know anything about that show, but then I just like saw like this preview image and actually looked at the girl. I'm like, oh yeah, Hughes draws here a lot. Fucking Hughes draws that chick a lot. That's where she's from. That's where that girl's from.
Anyway, I would believe that Fragrant Flowers is a good romance. I like
Probably
the
is,
romance
yeah.
in Down the Dawn, like the didn't I mention like in the first season that Dadadan
Mm,
just breaks all like barriers between nudity and kissing
yeah.
and
It's yeah,
touching and all
it's
that
good.
stuff without being and without out of the context of it being anything romantic, platonic, whatever metric you use it on. It's always out of the context. Oh, CPR. Now you've kissed,
Mm,
technically. Oh, you've seen each other naked. Well, we are both possessed and kidnapped, so that doesn't really count either.
mm,
We were naked in the water. Well, that was also had this thing. Was it by necessity? Anyway,
mm,
I said this before, right? So that's the reason. As you know, Marin is cute with Gojo, but I can't say it's a particular
mm.
the romancy thing. It feels a little bit
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't
more
know.
in
I
service
didn't.
of the story rather than that the romance dictates the
Yeah,
story
I didn't
direction.
really watch outside of Dan to Dan. I obviously didn't
Mm,
watch any, so I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. I haven't seen the
So
other.
comedy, Dan to Dan losing out to City is kind of weird to me. Personally, I mean, I didn't watch City, but I know you watched
Yes.
City and you talked about City, and I don't know. It feels kind of weird. Feels again like a case of thing winning because it's popular, not
Mm.
winning on its merits, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
I mean,
But
there's
anywho,
like one chapter, like one half episode of Witch Watch, which I find absolutely hilarious. It would beat every other
mm,
thing in this on this list if it was that one chapter, or that one half episode. But overall, in general, I eventually stopped watching Witch Watch. So in that sense, I would give it to City.
mm. Action.
Action.
Solo leveling 1. Don't really care too much. I mean, Kaiju 8 was alright, but
It's
I
action
did think.
anyway.
Yeah,
Action sequence.
I did think the second season was not as good as the first in Kaiju. Um, but even then, like again, it seems like a pretty good lineup. I'm gonna, it's fine.
Action's a bit
Isekai
vague as a
anime.
category either, too. Oh,
Isekai. Eh,
I mean, you can a bonus stage. This just the OVAs. All right, sure. Konosuba is great in every way you can. Other than I would give it to Bureaucrat. That's funny,
yeah, I think the Bureaucrat show was. That was pretty
but it's like
good.
this inclusion of Konosuba OVAs feels like a bit desperate,
Mm,
right? Are you going to include like the OVAs? In any,
yeah, yeah.
no, just do
I mean, there were
the
plenty of isekai that came out last year. I don't know why they. I don't know
anyway.
why they had to
Ooh,
fucking.
best drama. I like Orb too much for like the
Mm,
drama of oh no, are we being discovered to figure out
mm,
the movements of the earth.
mm.
I mean, there's plenty of drama in.
If we're gonna talk about drama, Togepi was probably fucking drama
Well, is
central.
Togepi
Um,
drama or just misery?
yeah, that's the question. Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? That's um.
I would give it to
God.
Orb, in my opinion.
Mm.
All right.
Slice of Life was Spy Family, which again kind of makes sense. Contracts.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call City a slice of life. It's too surreal to ever be a slice of life in that sense. Other than
Mm,
that, Dress Up Darling is not really a slice of life either. I feel like it's more like a
main.
typical romantic comedy with
Uh,
more heavily on the romance.
main character time. Dan to
Oh,
Dan gets on the list twice. Gets on the
cheating.
gets cheating. Didn't even win. It got on the
No.
list twice and it didn't even win. I mean, no, yeah, almost.
Anyway, Mamo is good character, so I'm not going to.
Supporting, yeah, let's because we got to get through these. So supporting Bakugo, yeah, whatever
Sure,
he
everybody
is.
likes their Turbo Grunny is
Must
funny.
protect at all costs.
Oh, these stupid awards. Of course, Anya
Yeah,
wins.
yeah.
When has Anya ever not won? Ever since this award was created for
Yeah,
Anya,
it's just a dumb, dumb meme award or whatever.
Suika.
Best song, Iris Out was alright. I didn't mind RSL. I like the
On the
artist
Way.
that
Is
does
it the
RSL.
OP or is the...
I don't remember.
No, yes, it was the OP. Watch
Best
Me.
score. Best score is Demon Slayer. I'm just
Ooh,
flipping.
just Yaosubi Watch Me is a good OP from
Mm,
I didn't like the OP for the second
mm.
season of Apothecary
Dan to
Diaries.
Dan got opening
Oh,
sequence.
score. That's a hard one. Sometimes I pay
Ending
attention to it, sometimes I
sequence.
don't.
Yeah, I'm 80 now. I'll wait a little bit. Yeah. So
Hey, best
yeah,
OP.
opening.
Oh, is those it was OP. Alright, that's fine.
Yeah, OP was Dan to Dan. Yeah.
Ooh. Mirage? Creepy Nuts?
Mm,
Hmm.
mm,
Do I
I
go
didn't
for
watch season
Yobasi
2,
or
so
Creepy Nuts here? That's a bit of a hard...
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I'm not sure.
Ending sequence was Hiroaka again. I don't. Who cares about that?
I like Kawaii Kawaii from Dress Up Darling, so
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Voice
the others.
performance. Momo's voice actor won best voice performance for
Mm,
Japanese. Voice performance. Alright, so now we're just in fucking voice performance.
Arabian.
Brazilian Portuguese. Spanish. English. French. Just all of the languages. All of the languages. Don't really
French.
care.
Is there any other
Oh, I think
one?
we're at the end. I'm at the end. Hindu. Hindi's the end. Is it Hindu?
Oh, Hindi.
Yeah.
I'm
So yeah, that's the anime awards, I guess. That's kind of like the winners are kind of like the predictable winners, I feel. Like kind of who I expected to won in a sense. Like and that's kind of the whole issue with the anime awards, right? Is if you can look at what's popular and then you can see what's going to win because it's literally just that particular thing is the thing that's got the most people willing to vote for it or whatever. And then you combine that with the fact that the people that work at Crunchyroll are fucking like disgusting normies. They're not gonna like let anything that's actually out there
No, in a
win.
sense, anime has the same problem as gaming in that it's too. There's not a more. I don't know. It feels like there's not enough room for critique in a sense, right? Because because in movies, I feel like you can have like a good scathing review of a movie, and it at the same time it doesn't matter your individual review of a big movie, but on the other hand, it can be respected and be influential. I don't really feel like that can happen for anime. And for gaming, it can sort of happen, but in a far lesser
Well, I
extent.
mean, if you look at the gaming, I mean, mixtape came out, and that's been pretty fucking divisive. You have all the game journos being like, "Oh, it's a 10 out of 10. It's so good. It's
This
oh
is
fuck. Oh man, it's so good. Oh my. Oh man." And
the
then
Solo Leveling
literally
Awards.
everywhere,
It's pretty bright system.
literally everyone else is like, "It's fucking garbage. It's trash. Fucking pretentious bullshit. Fucking rah." So yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, look, voting process.
All
Ooh,
right, so
how does
panel picks the categories, uh, and after that, it's basically a vote.
yeah, well, like I said, it means it's pretty makes predictable.
Mm.
Very, very,
Anyway,
very
let's go to
predictable.
the video because we spent already
Yeah, it's
like.
video. Yeah, it's time to stop glazing anime.
Oh
No
no!
more
Yeah,
glazing
of course.
Frieren. Yeah, because Frieren is. Did you know it's overrated? It's overrated. Oh no! The, how? How could it be overrated, Ellie? Is it
Because it
just
was
because it's
bad. It was
popular?
always bad. Like
It's
the
always bad. You don't
this is like
understand.
this video is a part two of a video we covered before that said the free
I
run
don't
was
even
bad.
remember. I don't even.
Me neither,
I
but
didn't even.
I saw I did see we covered like part 1 and then this is part 2. Was it?
All right.
Oh wait,
Well, I
it's
guess we'll
no
find.
Red, sorry, the Retsu. The translation, the automatic translation of the stupid invriezen wordt nog steeds.
Ellie's Dutch has betrayed him. The
You know,
Dutch
in
has
Retsu,
betrayed him.
do you know what invriezen is?
In reason,
Yes.
no. In,
Um, when
in
you
it sounds like
store
in reason, so like in reasonable terms.
no, Retsu. Invriezen is when you have a something like bread, and to
Yeah,
store it for a longer time, you freeze it.
yeah. You put it in the freezer. In freezing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That
so
makes sense.
Invriezen is still overestimated. So it's like, oh no, don't freeze, don't go freeze your food to store it longer. Way overrated. You percolate it with salt instead. That's the real threat or something. I don't know.
Real people make jerky in the
Yeah,
jerky cave. Yeah, they make jerky.
big mistake
But yeah.
freezing
All
food.
right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna crack. Get a crack going. So this will be interesting, I guess, then, because yeah, Freerin being overrated. I can see how someone might have that opinion, even if it's a little bit silly. Because let's be
Yeah, I
real,
mean, there is
people
something to
do
say
fucking
that
glaze
like
Freerin.
there's something to say about that the second season is as not as exciting as the first season.
Well,
And
it's not even talking about like because it's well, I'm interested to see if he's talking about like from the perspective of the show's actual quality, or if he's just gonna be like, oh, people won't shut the fuck up about it, so I'm gonna beat the shit out of it, right? That's kind of what I'm getting here, right? But let's see what happens.
Weren't you at elf practice?
So a few years ago, a new anime called Frieren came out, and it quickly became the #1 anime on my anime list. Of course, because of its praise.
it
Whoa,
dethroned Fullmetal
the
Alchemist.
Full Metal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Oh,
Brotherhood.
yeah.
Yeah. Who fucking cares? Who fucking gives a shit?
Because of its praise and popularity, I decided to check it out, and oh boy, it was extremely overrated. I made a video on it, and let's just say it wasn't received too well, especially when it first came out, since it
Oh
had like
yes.
a 90.
Oh, how boo boo! Your video wasn't received well.
What? When did he fucking bring that out? Because I don't even remember.
Let's
Did he
see.
fucking bring
Let's
that
go to
out?
our super secret Discords and let's see the cover
Well, I'm on
videos.
his channel and I'm just having a scroll down. A year ago. No, I'm not saying. Oh, it was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. He had a video about Freerin being overrated. Yeah. So 2 years ago he put that out. And
Oh, there it is. The Harem reviewer. Yeah. 2 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
We covered Nori's dark side of anime sexualism. Too bad he never made
Man.
another video because it was a funny one.
Yeah, that guy was fun. That guy was a fun. But anyway, back to this.
50% this. Now it's sitting at around a 60% like ratio, which is
Oh, look at that! He's doing pretty good for himself. Look at that.
All right, so let me quickly
He
pull.
cares so much about his like dislike ratio. It's so
Let me
so,
go.
so cute.
What is my most popular the channel's most popular video ever? The one that I made. Let's see. What's the like dislike ratio of that video? La la la
Probably not great.
la.
Probably not great. Probably
Where does that
not
even
great.
say? Where does it
I
even
don't even.
say
I don't
this?
know.
Like public reach?
No.
No. Engagement, likes, dislikes. It says like I think it if I see this curve, if I don't see a good. Let me just see over
What a
here.
lovely day.
And do I see it here?
Where could
No,
it
I
be?
cannot see.
Where could it be? Who knows?
I have no idea where it actually says.
Well, it does. Like I said, it doesn't like really matter, right?
No,
like,
the
because
best I
that's my
can see,
point. My point.
I have a 15% like to dislike ratio, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I don't. Again, I don't. But again, the point is like, why give a shit? Like, it's like, okay, so people like, it's almost like when you get like a fucking hit tweet where everyone like disagrees with you or whatever.
This tweet is doing numbers.
Yeah, we're doing the numbers. Yeah, we're doing the numbers, Ellie. We're doing numbers. We're doing great. Like, it's like, so what? People disagree with you. Who cares? We disagree with you. Why do you give a shit? why care? Because he's acting kind of like, oh look, I'm back up to like 60% ratio. Yeah, people change their tune on my opinion. I'm so correct. It's like, all right, whatever. Well, let's see what he's got to say.
Is much better, although it's still my most controversial video to date. Anyway, because season 2 recently came out, I figured I might as well check that out, but more importantly, revisit the series to see if my opinion has changed. And you know what? It has, because after revisiting it in my previous video, I have to admit that I was
Wrong!
So zoomy humor, Ellie. It's so funny.
Yeah. Also, it's actually 15.9% like to dislike.
Oh.
So people, I am way more controversial, or I'm less controversial because it's more one-sided against me. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway.
But before I begin, I have to make one thing clear. When I say I revisited the series, I didn't actually rewatch the first season. Instead, I decided to check out the first 60 chapters of the manga, which are basically identical to the anime. There are some aspects that are different, such as a lack of acting, as well as faster pacing, since reading manga is
lack of acting. That's a funny fucking
the
thing
pictures
to point
didn't move.
But yeah, there's no emotion in these pictures.
And when I closed my eyes, I couldn't hear the voices. It was very annoying. When I looked away at my second monitor.
He's one of those weird people that don't have like the internal monologue, Ellie. You know, those guys, those weird people that can't.
The story didn't continue when I looked away. Like I'm used to.
I couldn't replay the story in my mind. Right, I'm not autistic like that. Okay, look, it's more because like that's just a weird thing to point out, right? Like, yeah, you're reading a manga, bro. Of course, there's not going to be any fucking acting in the manga. That's not how that works.
Also, I'm told that many of the fight scenes are basically original to the anime.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've heard that like in the manga, I think it's like the artist is not very confident in drawing fights. I believe, at least in the early chapters.
So they don't, yeah.
So they don't, yeah. So they don't really draw fights that well. Which, to be fair, drawing fights is difficult, right? Because you got to think about like movement and how to convey movement in a still image, right? It is difficult. So I wouldn't like say that that's like a bad shortcoming to have, I guess. Very common, but yeah, a lot of allegedly, right? Allegedly, the fights in the anime are maybe not anime original, but they definitely extrapolate what happens in the manga quite a bit. So
fancy them up a bit.
Yeah. Me when there's no anime. Me when there's no acting in my manga.
Shorter than watching an anime adaptation, but either way, it's plot, characters, mostly visuals, and everything else are the same, so I don't think reading the manga is much of an issue. Anyway, my first criticism before was that barely anything happens in the first few episodes, and more importantly, that they're boring.
This is so boring.
I will say that on a revisit, they aren't boring, or at least not by nearly as much as I originally thought they were. The first episode and a half does a good job at establishing Kraven's life and how she doesn't appreciate the company of her friends. After losing Himmel and now Hitler, she decides to let Fern become her apprentice, which at first she was opposed to. The tone is very relaxed during them, but the
yes, that is the plot.
I mean, they're very effective introductions of characters,
The
and
story,
you.
Ellie. I don't know if you caught this, right? This is very very like high end stuff.
Hmm.
It's telling a story.
What? You mean that the characters are effectively introduced in like 5 minutes, so you feel emotional about somebody's passing, even though you didn't know them?
Oh, it's telling a story. Don't understand. This is weird because it is very much like the inverse of Boiling Water Man, right? Like like Boiling Water Man's problem is that he's trying to say that, you know, Freerin or Witch Hat Altair or whatever, right? He's trying to say that that thing is good, but he's not cooking anything, right? He's saying a lot of words, but those words don't have a lot of meaning, right? It's just all together. This guy is kind of like the reverse of that, where he's it's not that he's cooking, right? I'm trying to find what a good analogy for this would be, right, to have this make sense, right? Because he's basically just the story is a story, right? Like I rewatch the boring bits are not actually as boring as I thought they were because they're actually it's telling effectively a story and the characters are being introduced for the story. You know, I don't know what cooking analogy would work for this because it's not boiling water, right? It's not cooking
Nah.
water. There's something else here that we have to kind of figure out. Like maybe he's like would be what would be something that's like a basic bitch, right? Like
Um.
basic ass, the most basic thing.
Hey, did you know that chewing is works?
So when you eat, you pick up the food and you put it in your mouth.
And you know, you can taste something that way.
Hmm. The food goes onto your tongue, and your taste buds will send signals to your brain that allows your brain to interpret what a thing tastes like. Human perception of things is but you get what I'm saying, right? That's what this feels like. It feels like just like yeah, bro. This is like a 4-year-old can fucking comprehend this, right? Like fucking, you're not saying anything like profound or like groundbreaking as an opinion. You're just kind of being like, yeah, the story's a story. But anyway,
Yeah.
Pacing isn't bad, and there's a lot going on in just these first 35 minutes. We get introduced to Freyrin and her party, there's multiple time skips, 2 of her friends die, she takes on an apprentice, plus there's still time for some emotional moments too. Now this was another point I made, which is that the emotional moments didn't work, which I sort of disagree with. Freyrin crying during Himmel's funeral, as well as talking to Hitler for the last time, are important for her character. She realized that she took her time with Himmel for granted, and also knows that she'll never see Hitler again too. These are strong emotional moments for Freyrin, but as a viewer, they aren't emotional for me, which isn't really that big of a deal.
so I'm wondering if that's kind of the issue, right? Is like maybe our boy here, I'm on his own line, by the way. If you hear that in the background, I gotta fucking get my commissions out. But like, yeah, I wonder if it's like a personal problem with this man that he's just unable to emotionally relate to the idea of you have a friend or you have like a loved one, right? Like maybe your grandma or your old ma or your old pa, right? And I should be spending more time with them, right? I should go take them to coffee or whatever, right? Go do mundane normie fucking shit. Oh wait, oh shit, Omar died. Oh no. Didn't spend enough time with Omar. Should have spent more time with Omar. Oh no. Like wondering if man here just hasn't experienced that, right? Or like is not able to kind of empathize with that very, very, very common like thing. Because that's what Farron is like getting into, right? Is this idea of you should probably fucking spend time with the people you like, right? And go out and spend as much time with them as possible because you never know when that time's going to get cut short, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to an end.
Also, I noticed that absolutely horrible, the most horrible dystopian thing thus far. I am appalled. I am horrified. You cannot read this, unfortunately, but you might be able to see.
Oh.
This is not the same language that our friend magician is saying.
I can't. It's fucking blurry as shit.
Well, at least magician can tell this is not the same language.
Hang on. I'll bring it up in the Discord. Oh, hey, he's speaking Dutch for you. Auto translation is making magicians speak Dutch. Dress
and
up,
I
darling,
cannot find a button
to Hest Garaben.
I cannot find an option to turn it off.
Maybe is it like the little next to his name?
Yeah,
like
if I hover over it, I see the original. But where's the button to not have this?
I don't have that. Oh, participants, timestamps, reactions. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that at all. So I don't have an auto translation. Maybe it's like a browser extension you have installed because I don't have anything on my YouTube that's
it's absolutely a YouTube thing because no other thing has it.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to read the chat for you.
Now, fortunately, the OBS has it not translated.
Oh, okay.
You know, on stream it has it in English.
Mangazit.
Ik was er geen acteerwerk in mijn manga zit.
My horrific Dutch.
It's also not translated correctly.
Yeah.
It's not geen acteerwerk in mijn manga
zit.
Should
have spent more time with Alma. Should have learned Dutch with Alma. Really should have. Not gonna lie. But it would have probably been useful right now. But no. But
geen acteerwerk in mijn manga zit. It is. Als er geen acteerwerk in mijn manga is. Niet zit is verkeerd. Het moet is zijn. Nah. So it cannot even translate it correctly. Absolutely horrible.
But anyway, back to Video Man. Yeah, I think like I get it, right? I'm not gonna be too mean, right? Like, yeah, if it doesn't like emotionally resonate with you, it doesn't emotionally resonate. That's that's how it is, right? That's just it's not a lot you can really do about that. But that doesn't really like detract. Like, you can make a assessment of the show without it needing to necessarily emotionally resonate. If that makes sense, right? What do you think about that?
Sorry, I'm very distracted to turn this off.
All right, well, you autistically try and turn that off, and we'll just continue.
Honestly, I think I was just annoyed at seeing people talk about how they cried over Himmel and Hitler's death and how they were the best things ever written. Like,
oh, look, I was right. I was right. It didn't emotionally resonate with our boy here, and then he gets, like, bombarded with people being like, oh, man, it's so sad. Oh, it's so bad. It's, oh, man, I cried. Oh, bad, it's so bad. And instead of, like, attempting to kind of empathize, right? Like, yeah, I might not have had like a situation like that, but those people that are talking about it maybe did, right? Instead of like empathizing, he's like, God, it's so fucking annoying. All these people having like emotions, Ellie. They're having emotions. Ah, it's so fucking annoying. Like, God damn it, man. It's like a self-report. You're still fucking trying to fix this translation.
Yeah, it's just another
Ellie,
stupid...
we have a video to watch!
No, we don't.
Forget about it!
Never. Anyway, no, continue. I am sort of paying attention.
You're my co-host. I need you to respond and talk about things. Talk about video. Now. Go.
Alright.
I need you to agree with everything I say.
Oh no, he's
Hitler.
Right. Oh, calling Hitler is not a funny joke. It's stupid, edgy.
Yeah, his Zuma humor. Like this meme we've got on the screen right now is it's not great. But anyway.
Really, Himmel got as much screen time as fucking King Samra, yet you still bulge your eyes out over his death. Hitler's death is obviously better because we spend more time with him, but even so, I don't get how viewers cried alongside Freyren here. These people would literally die if they watched something like Clannad. Seriously, that series makes me cry like a goddamn bitch. But yeah, the emotional moments are good for Freyren, but the audience isn't able to feel the same way she does.
Well, no. You aren't able to feel the same way she does because clearly the audience did.
Yeah.
Right? Clearly everyone else, right? See, like maybe the problem is you. Maybe it's not a everyone else problem here, right? Because it seems like most people seem to get what's going on, right? I mean, I didn't cry, right? Like I didn't cry or get like super emotional over it either. But at the same time, I can, I have this little thing, this little empathy, right? This little human ability, right? It's this thing that we're supposed to be innately born with, right? That allows us to, understand the feelings and emotions of others without having to necessarily feel them ourselves, right? I have this little thing, little power, superpower maybe, right? That allows me to understand emotions. And I guess our boy here he just don't have that, I guess. I don't know. What do you think, Elliot?
I mean,
what
I
do you
was
think?
pretty sad when Himmel died. I felt the emotions, and I understand that the show was very effective, to show the thing and the emotion. Is basically repeating myself, and for him to say he has some I don't know, weird argument to say that I didn't feel them there, but everybody else did, so they are wrong.
Yeah.
It wasn't
It's
actually
like I said.
effective. You are just
It's like
misled.
I said. If he had said like, oh yeah, I can't get it, but I get why other people. So yeah, that's that's fine, right? But what he said was, audiences, it's the audience that's, so like aren't able to understand it when it's like no.
You actually
Yeah.
thought it was good, but you were misled. It was actually bad.
Yeah. All right.
And not even like in
Also,
the,
yes, I know
you
saying,
were a
oh,
child
well, it's
or
written like
anything,
that because
but...
it's
Yeah.
like that because it's from Freyren's point of view and it shows how quickly time passes by for her. Even if that's true, again, that doesn't matter because as a viewer, I don't see enough of these characters to give a shit for their deaths. Anyway, getting back to my first point, I do have a much higher opinion on the first episode and a half. That being said, its next batch of episodes are still easily the weakest part of the series. The first thing we see after Freyren and Fern leaving Hitler are them searching for a certain type of flower to put in front of Himmel's statue. I didn't like this before, but on a revisit, it was better than I remember it being. This mainly shows how Freyren dedicates her time to something minor like this. Meanwhile, in contrast, Fern thinks they're actually wasting time. Not sure if this was intentional, but I kind of like how Freyren represents the fan base while Fern represents the show's haters.
What? What are you on about? What are you God, the kids these days, they're not alright, Elliot. I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm going to assume he's young because he's using zoomy humor, right? Like, the kids these days are not alright.
I don't...
Like, I'm going to be real, I haven't actually seen, like, a lot of, like, because I see a lot of the Freyren, like, political shit, right? Which is, like, a different issue, right? So removing that from the equation, right? The whole left-right racism fucking, dumb Twitter drama bullshit, right? Remove that from the equation. I actually haven't seen a lot of quote-unquote Freyren haters, right? Like, I haven't, like, outside of this guy, I guess, right? I haven't actually seen anyone at least be very vocal about not liking Freyren. I don't know about you. Like, I'm not, it's not very common. You're still fucking around with that translation thing, aren't you? Stop it! Ellie, I'm gonna drag your ass into the stream. No, you can fucking try and fix it later. Get over here.
Alright, I found something, and that's very stupid, in that you can only change it on the mobile, not actually on your...
Well, that's YouTube being dumb. YouTube. Anyway, focus! ADHD, get back here. Focus. Come on.
Focus.
I'll give you some Adderall. I'll give you some Adderall, whatever the drug is these days. Get over here. Get over here.
Ozempic.
Fucking just respond to video. Come on.
Anyway, no, it's calling, because the core of these, like, episode 3 here, or no, the second half of episode 2, this is one, show that Freerun still remembers things that Himmel says and has attachments to them. This is also a kind of a bonding moment between Freerun and Fern, knowing that they share the same passion for magic and all that stuff. It's also sort of the episode where Fern compromises. She says it's soon, and it actually is soon. It is within the next 5 minutes, instead of soon being the next 5 years. So this is the moment where Freerun switches her time perspective from half year to a half a minute. So those are kind of the two things that the second half of episode 2 accomplish. Episode 3 is, introduction of the whole of magic and all that stuff. There was one more thing of episode 3 that was, I think...
It was a while ago, so I'm not 100%.
It was another Himmel remembering thing with the sweets, and again, Freerun connecting with Fern, with presence, and that she's making an effort on all that stuff in getting to know people. Yeah. In episode 4...
But Ellie, that's all boring. It's all boring, Ellie. It's so dull. There's
Nobody
aura,
remembers this. You would just forget it immediately.
Yeah. But anyway, let's keep.
And fanboys will spend this time praising something like this. Meanwhile, the haters think it's nothing but a waste of time. I'm kind of in the middle here. I like what it does for Freerun's character, although it's still on the slow side. It's the very first story we see after them leaving Hitler, so I'm not expecting them to immediately go and kill a bunch of demons right away. It makes sense that the show would be more on the slow side, but at the same time, I'm not going to praise this to death. It's alright, I guess. The same goes for the next segment, which shows Freerun trying to get Fern a birthday gift. It's another simple short story, but I like how despite spending all these years with Fern, Freerun still doesn't know that much about her. It's nice for what it is, but like a decent chunk of these sections, I wouldn't really call any of them amazing. The next segment, though, is actually pretty good and is...
Yeah, obviously.
No, the action.
Obviously, as soon as the action starts, he's like, oh yeah, the keys, Ellie, the key jiggling above the baby, right? Oh yeah, the action time, oh yeah.
On par with the first episode and a half. We find out that during Freerun's time with their party, there was a demon that was too strong for them to kill, so they were forced to seal it away. This shows that while Freerun is very powerful, there still, or at least were, enemies that were capable of killing her.
Well, it's like, yeah, Freerun is like powerful, is strong, right? Probably like one of the strongest magic users in the setting at this given point. But yeah, it is like pretty easily established that she's not like completely invincible.
No,
right?
I think it's pretty funny in the sense that for Freerun at the beginning of the journey was genuinely pretty weak by standard. She didn't know how to fly. She had no defense against Soltrak. Defense spells were not a thing. Flying was not a thing. She could maybe summon, big lightning and all that stuff, but apparently, demons were pretty effective of, able to defend themselves against it. Somewhere I think it will probably be after the Demon King died. Freerun went on a Narrator Lugner, right? looking at the sea where Freeman was just standing atop of a pile of dead demons. I would think that that happened probably either somewhere at the end of the journey or after the journey, just timeline wise. After Soultrek was deconstructed and defensive spell were beginning to be introduced, but it cannot be before the Squall guy was sealed. That you cannot, just immediately copy the spell. Apparently, there needs to be studied and whatnot. Although Freeman can pretty quickly study a whole spell and deconstruct it. School magic exam arc, taking down the whole barrier thing. So maybe, who knows? Maybe Freeman did deconstruct a spell and then immediately decided to make it a demon killing spell instead, and left the defensive magic to develop in the decades afterwards. But that's my timeline. That's not really super related to the video itself.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's like.
Also learn more about the magic, how it works, how it evolved over time, and it's actually interesting. Originally, I complained about how the magic was generic for the first few episodes, and I guess I'll admit I was also kind of wrong. We don't see that much magic during these episodes, besides this one of course, so I don't know. I guess I was just annoyed and looking for more things to nitpick about. I will say though, it wouldn't have hurt to include some more small moments of Freyren and Fern using magic to cook, clean, or do any other type of daily tasks. We find out that Freyren likes collecting grimoires that include spells, so wouldn't it make sense to show off some of those minor ones here? Anyway, after that we see Freyren and Fern clean up a beach just so everyone can see the sunrise for the new year. I like how Fern acts as Freyren's mother at times, and she's more mature and smart than her, plus it shows how over time they become more friendly with each other. I guess this brings me to another issue, which was Freyren and Fern being emotionless, and because of that they don't work well together. Once again, I'm going to disagree and say that I was what I've
Man, it's almost like you were wrong about a lot of things, my man. Maybe maybe you got to reassess a little bit. Maybe you got to pay a bit more attention when you're watching a show. Maybe I don't know. I'm also not a fan of how, like, this is supposed to, I guess, have been like a video about season 2, right? I assume. And he spent like the last 5 minutes just being like, yeah, I was like wrong about like 90% of my first video. Right?
They could have condensed it like a whole lot more.
Yeah, or even done like a separate video or something, right? Like, this feels a bit like, this is a 17-minute video, and we've already spent like close to like maybe a third of the runtime on, just I was wrong about this. This wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was. Oh, I was wrong about this. It's like, okay, bro, that's cool.
Come to realize during my revisit was that some of my points I don't agree with anymore. Meanwhile, some of them just aren't as bad as I made them out to be. I'm not going to claim that Freyren and Fern are an amazing duo or anything, but I do understand why I didn't, as well as others don't like them.
Well, what others? Ellie, where's this crew at? What others? Because again, I don't see like anyone really saying any of this stuff, right? Really, like, at all. Like, the only and I guess part of that could be the political shit, right? Because that does kind of drown out a lot of the conversation around Freyren, sadly. Like, we can't actually have a conversation about the show itself and its quality because everyone's fighting over whether or not it's based or fucking woke, right? So, but I don't know where this guy's like coming from, right? Where he thinks that there's like this contingent of people that kind of agree with him, like maybe his comment section or something.
No, the most I can think of is that the slight the thing about that's the same formula of the Himmel flashback has become stale or something, right? That might be a thing, but that's the kind of the extent of criticism I can think of.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I don't know.
Fern and Fern aren't that entertaining together, especially during the first few stories, although it makes sense why. Fern is an elf that's been alive for over 1,000 years and rarely shows emotion. Fern is an orphan who lost her parents to demons and grew up around Fern, which is why she took after her.
Well, grew up around Hitler, and then see, I'm doing it now. God damn it! Grew up around him. Yeah, she grew up around him before Freerin showed up, right? I guess you could argue that, yeah, she did kind of grow, like she grew up into adulthood from teenage / young child, you know. Like, yeah, maybe I'm just being pedantic. I guess I'm not gonna. Whatever.
Doesn't show her much. Both of them are similar in that they don't show their emotions, but they also care for each other as well as others too. That being said, there are differences we later see, such as Fern being more mature and motherly towards Freyrin, meanwhile Freyrin acts more childish and stupid at times. Fern is also still Freyrin's apprentice, so because of that she's able to learn a lot from her, which is enjoyable to watch. So yes, when these moments are being showcased, I do enjoy the two of them together. However, there are occasions, such as in episodes 2 and 3, where they aren't shown that much. So because of that, along with the slow pacing and dialogue,
Fern in like the first 3 episodes is still 14 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Still a wee babu, basically.
She looks like she looks here, but a lot younger than she is in season 2.
In the later, yeah. Like I don't know. I'd have to look at the wiki or whatever, but I think like she's got to be like at least in her like 18s to 20s in season 2.
I don't know. I just know that she wasn't she like 5?
What does the wikis? Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
She was super young when she started, and then like was like a half year at minimum of learning, and then
oh yeah, here we go. This will work. Let me see. Fern, here we go. Okay, so I don't have it for the anime, but I do have it for like the chapters. So in chapter 2, she was 9 years old.
Yes.
In the middle of chapter 2, she was 13. In chapter 3, she was 15. In chapter 4, she was 16. In chapter 6, she is 16 to 17. In chapter 29, she was 18. And in the current state of the series, she is 19 to 20. So we can assume that by season 2, she's probably in that 16 to 18 range.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She's
but anyway, in episode 3, she would be in the 15, 14 year range. Episode 2. I mean,
well, actually, she might be in her 20s because I'm looking at the because it says like so on rank, right? Because you know she becomes like a first class mage. It says she becomes a first class mage in chapter 60.
Yeah.
Which means that she's probably 18, 19 to 20 now. Because if she's 18 at chapter 29, and then at chapter 60 is when she gets first class mage, probably in that 19 to 20 range now. I can assume. Right?
I can just see that she's younger when, you know, she first sets out as Freerin than she is when, you know, she meets up with Stark and doing the dance and in a, you know, magical exam and afterwards arc. She's noticeably taller, older than she is here.
All right. Anyway, that's that incursion kind of done.
Like being spoken in a monotone way, I can understand why people wouldn't like them and find the show to be boring. Like I'll continue to say, I'm not going to argue that Freyrin is a masterpiece, and those that don't understand are stupid and don't understand high art. There is deep.
Look, I get it. Those kinds of people are fucking annoying. We cover them a lot, right? we cover the water boilers a lot, right? You know, we cover them a lot. I get it, but I feel like you have to kind of detach. It's like with the trash show, right? Yeah, the fans of the trash show, Gachi Chunk or whatever, are fucking insane and dumb fucks, right? But I'm still gonna be like, yeah, no, the trash show's alright. It's fine. Like, it's a pretty good shonen. It's pretty fun. It's very creative, right? Like the using objects and turning them into weapons, right? I like the whole concept of imbuing like soul into objects, right? And the kind of Buddhist style, it's loosely based on kind of like religion in that kind of sense, right? There's interesting stuff going on with Gachichanka, right? And I don't have to like even factor in the idea that there's a bunch of dumb fucks on Twitter that harass the fucking author over nonsense, right? Doesn't even have to factor into my analysis of the show. I will say that sometimes it can be kind of hard to detach the reputation of the fan base from the show itself. Like, it can be kind of hard to do that sometimes. But I think if you're actually in a position of wanting to critique or review the art itself, you do kind of have to do that detachment, right? Because it's not the actual work's fault that the people that like the work are fucking assholes, right?
Yeah,
Do you have any?
I don't to the video, right? I don't know what his problem is just the show is too slow, and that was just
I guess.
impatient.
I guess. I mean, he's mellowed out, but from his first video,
Mhm.
right? That maybe he wasn't as he was being a bit too hard, right? But I'm vaguely recalling some of that video now, and like, yeah, I think I remember him like doing kind of the same thing where he sort of acts like, oh, people didn't think this, people did this, people did, and it's like, who, which people, right? Because I only really try to speak for myself, right? Usually,
Mhm.
I don't usually like to try and speak for other people. I think that's kind of cringe. So I don't know where he's like coming from with like, like I'll bring up like the Gachichanka stuff, right? But that's like fucking objectively measurable. You can go and find archives of them doing this shit, right? You can go and find the people responsible on the twatters or whatever. You can see the walls and walls of posts and evidence of what I'm talking about. With this, it's kind of like, okay, well, are there people actually saying this? I haven't seen them. Have you seen them, Ellie? No, I
No,
don't
I'm not on
know.
Twitter anyway, so
Yeah,
I don't see
you wouldn't see them to
anything.
begin with, right? You wouldn't have seen them to begin with, right? So again, I'd like to know where he's getting his data from, right? Like, where is this coming from? If he's gonna like use it as like an authoritative statement, right? That's when
Yeah.
you do have to kind of like provide some evidence, and that's what he's sort of doing. He's being like, "Yeah, oh yeah, people totally agree with me." And it's okay, fucking, where are they? But anywho,
Decent, good, along with even solid writing in the series, and some of which are shown in these first couple episodes. That being said, in order to see and appreciate it, you have to get through multiple slow-paced, low-stakes episodes, monotone characters, along with a lack of an exciting goal too. That is a turnoff for people, and again, it makes sense why some wouldn't like it. As for me, I kind of hate to
well, again, it's like why some wouldn't like it. I feel like he's talking about himself. Like he's about to
Him
talk
and
about
his
his own opinion, right?
people. I don't.
Yeah, he's about to talk about himself in this bit, but I feel like what he was saying, like I can understand why people don't like it. I feel like he's not actually saying that. He's saying I don't like it, but I want to make it seem like I'm not the only one that doesn't like it. Like maybe I'm being fucking like pedantic on this, but I kind of want to just go back and listen again because maybe I'm misunderstanding what's going
high
on.
art. There is decent, good, along with even solid writing in the series, and some of which are shown in these first couple episodes. That being said, in order to see and appreciate it, you have to get through multiple slow-paced, low-stakes episodes, monotone characters, along with a lack of an exciting goal too. That is a turnoff for people, and again, it makes sense why some wouldn't like it. As for me, I kind of hate to say it, but again, I'm sort of in the middle of this since I'm overall just fine with Frieren and Fern as a duo. Once Dark joins the team,
Yeah, so like I can be like, okay, yeah, I've seen people have this opinion, right? Like let's use like a Twitter example, right? I've seen people have like an opinion on Twitter or whatever, and I'll talk about it on the show, right? And I make it very clear that that's not what I think. That's what other people think, right? However, with this case, I don't get the feeling that when he says that he's actually talking about like other oh, I can understand why people wouldn't like it because of the slow pace. I think he actually does not like it for the slow pace, but he doesn't want us to just say that for some reason. I'm kind of confused. Maybe I'm being autistic, Ellie. I don't know. I need a fucking reality check here. Like, am I being autistic? I think I'm being autistic.
I don't know.
Are you being? Oh yeah.
I don't know if it is a bit I don't know what he really wants. That's kind of the issue, right?
Yeah. Like, did he want Furin to be like a battle shonen or something? You know, like
Feels like
yeah,
it.
like that's a good question, right? Because I can understand him going like, okay, yeah, this is a slow-paced anime, and I can get why some people don't like slow-paced anime, right? Like, because sometimes you want something that's a bit more, fast, go now, do thing, right? And there's been shows that I've watched, right, where I've been like, this is just fucking boring, right? Like, I'm not jiving with this at all, right? And I just stop watching, right, because I'm just bored out of my mind and I'm not having a good time, right? Like, it's very, it's common, it happens, right? So on the one hand, it's like I get where he's coming from, but on the other hand, when it comes to Frieren specifically, I just haven't seen that criticism at all from anyone. No one has ever been like, "Oh, I don't like Frieren because it's slow paced," right? Like, I don't. So it's almost like he's operating in a different like plane of existence, and I'm just not seeing it. But anywho,
Yeah.
we've got 10 minutes left. We've got still a bit of video left. It's kind of crazy.
The series gets better, and that's because he shows more emotion, plus I like him more as a character than Fern. Anyway, overall, the first batch of episodes are notably better than I remember them being. Again, it's worth noting that I didn't actually rewatch them, but instead read the manga, which lacks voice acting and is also faster to get through, so its pacing isn't as slow. The monotone dialogue is more of a nitpick if anything now, although it's kind of weird how nearly every single character talks like this. I'm not saying we need a loud and obnoxious comic relief character in every episode, but still, it can lead to some less.
That's what Stark is, though. that's literally Stark's dynamic in the fucking like group. Is he's like, well, he's not like loud and obnoxious, right? But he is like kind of the pseudo comic relief. Oh, Stark's about to get eaten by a dragon again, right? Or something. Like, oh, he's doing something silly, right? Or maybe not silly, maybe that's the wrong way to say it. Like, it's not silly, but he is. You'd agree with me, right? Like, that is Stark's like dynamic in the group.
Stark is like, there to the straight man pointing things out. All of them are at some points pointing out the obvious flaws, whether it's Stark with danger, whether it's Fern with frugal financing, whether it's Frieren with just talk to each other, relationships, and
and it's not like goofy stuff. I mean, we had that one episode the last season, right, where we see like the Frieren crash out that went viral for a bit. The crying Frieren crash out. 3 days of non-stop crying. Crash out. Oh man, like, is that not comic relief enough for you? Right?
Nah,
is that not enough?
Exciting and even boring moments on occasions. Even though I overall enjoyed the early episodes along with the other ones that are in between the two arcs later on, I will say that the series' biggest problem is its pacing. Frieren is a slow-paced show, which obviously isn't inherently a bad thing. That being said, if a certain story or episode isn't that engaging, it can lead to me getting bored. I still don't care for a small handful of these segments, such as the one where Frieren is talking to a knight, but even so, they aren't as bad as I remember them being. There isn't that much more to say about the first season. I guess I nitpicked about the anime looking too similar to other fantasy anime, so that was pretty stupid of me to say.
Stupid.
They're not.
What's 9 plus 10?
But
zoomy humor. But again, yes, this has been like a whole 7 minutes of man just being like, yeah, I was being a dum-dum. I guess. Are we gonna get to like season 2 now, my man?
Revisit, I have to say that the series, most notably its first batch of episodes, were definitely better than I initially thought. I still don't consider any of them to be fantastic, but at the very least, overall I do enjoy them along with the rest of the series. Surprisingly, just because the manga is faster to read through, I might have a hot take and say I preferred over the anime, which is weird to say. Going off of memory, I'd say the episodic slice of life stories are better.
Why is it weird to say that you prefer the manga?
Yeah, there's plenty of cases where that's the thing.
It's quite often it's quite normal to say, "Oh no, the manga was better. Oh, the light novel was better. Oh, the visual novel was better."
Tons of series that are like that. There's a shitload of them. Like, what do you mean? Oh god.
Told in the manga, but the multi-episode arcs are clearly better in the anime. As of now, I'd probably give the manga a mid to strong 7 out of 10, and if I were to rewatch the first season, it'd be a bit lower, so anywhere from a low to mid 7 out of 10. But yeah, after revisiting the series, I was excited to watch season 2 since I'd figured it would continue to be just as strong as the last arc in season 1. Well, at first I was planning on naming the video I was wrong about Freyrin, but oh boy, would you believe me if I said I was also wrong about being wrong? Yeah, so the reason the video's named Freyrin is still overrated is because, well, season 2 is a notable step down from the first season. The main reason it's
Is it because it was kind of Freyrin?
Well, let's see. Let's see what his take is. Let's let him cook.
Disappointing because it's mainly filler and absolutely nothing happens.
Ellie, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Fearon and Stark did not, in fact, go on a date. It did not happen. Nothing happened. We didn't get introduced to anti-magic crystals. It didn't happen. we didn't fucking spend an entire episode going to a foot bath and for the funny foot bath, we see the great sunset. It's a good view, right? Didn't happen. Nothing happened. Nothing. God, dude, it's so zoomy brained, right? Because I know there's like this kind of thing that I've noticed with a lot of zoomies. And again, I don't know if this guy is a zoomie or not, but his humor is very zoomerish, right? Where unless something is like directly pushing a plot, right, forward. Oh, we lost the stream. Rip. Oh, we're black screen. Yeah, you and your ADHD, you can't fucking focus on actually commenting on the video. But basically, like, unless something is like directly pushing the plot forward, it's bad, right? It's a distraction. You see this a lot with like anti-fan service argument, right? Where they'll be like, "Oh, the fan service has nothing to do with the plot, so therefore it's like bad," right? I feel like that's the argument we're about to get hit with is, oh, nothing like happened and they didn't actually get closer to the goal, or even though the whole fucking series is like the journey to the goal, right? Like about the journey, what happens on the journey, right? These little side quest tangent type things are a part of that journey. It's a very weird mindset to me, this idea that unless a event in the story is a direct pushing of the plot forward, it's bad. What do you think? We're 3D printing. We got 3D printers. Look at that. You 3D printing a Freyrin? You got your 3D. Look at that. There you go, guys. There you go, guys. You can watch resin dry. You can watch resin dry. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty far along.
Excuse me, because somehow my mic got muted. I think when I was... for a bit. I think when I was adding this thing for some dumb
Oh,
reason.
you're back now. So
I am back now. I
But-
noticed it
but
before,
anyway-
like.
But anyway, 3D printing aside,
Yeah.
what do you think? Got a take? The zoom.
There's a lot. The second season is a little bit slower because we don't have such a laser focused thing on one. We got the whole Lugner arc and we got the whole magical exam arc, right? Those are two big focuses of the first season. Immediate
this time
threats,
around,
immediate goals. The second season starts with Journey again, and it doesn't really have a laser focus throughout the whole season again until we meet Lord Revolt with his 4 arms. But that's the only real, journey stopping threat.
Yeah.
All the other episodes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you have like the dwarf and the booze that tastes like shit.
Yeah, but that's the only real, say, story stopping antagonist is the 4 demons.
Well, I can understand why our Zoomy boy here would say that kind of stuff is filler, right? Because traditionally that kind of stuff in like a shonen show, right? Like, oh, they were like going to some random village and doing some random quest knick-knack velociraptors or something, right? Like there's typically that would be considered like filler. But the thing is, in Frieren, it's like I said, that's part of the journey. The whole fucking point of the show is that they're on a journey, and these kind of little detour, stop things. Again, would you say that, like, oh yeah, Frieren and Stark being at the hot spring village and going on a date, is that like a fucking like filler? Does nothing happen in that episode except, I would argue some character development happens in that episode.
No,
right?
they're there because we meet Weeble again for a moment where we kind of reaffirm Stark's commitment to the party. We have what else? We kind of learn more like another perspective of another elf. We kind of deepen the relationship between Stark and Fern. We also established that Stark is needed in the Northern Lands because just a mage is not enough. When they fight random demon on the side of the road that overpowers 2 mages easily, but Stark is there, so they're good. But yeah, there's a lot of journey and not a lot of story-stopping antagonists in the form of exam or other
I would
demon.
I would argue, not arguing against you, arguing against him, right? I would argue that even though there's no, like you said, journey-stopping big boss type arc thing, right? In those little sidetracks and little nooks and crannies and stuff, right? You are still getting some level of character development, right? You're still getting maybe you get some insight into some world-related thing, or you're getting some kind of like value. Like you're still getting value, is what I'm getting.
I mean, that's what I mentioned with the
episodes.
reaffirmment of the party in different ways, relationship, understanding, all that stuff. Things happen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, things happen. So anywho, that's
Okay, on exaggeration, there's some nice character moments, development.
Oh, look at that. He's even admitting that one was right.
And world building throughout it. But for 7 episodes, it feels like literally everything comes to a halt and the story almost goes nowhere. Now look here, listen, I don't mind the slower slice of life moments, but this takes up 7 of the 10 episodes this season. Yeah, we waited 2 years for this season, only for nearly all of it to be pretty much pointless, plus it's only 10 episodes too. We are getting season 3, but we still have to wait another 1.5 years for it. Considering how little progresses this season, I'd rather have just waited another year for these episodes and have season 2 be 24 episodes episodes long. Apparently, the season is so short because the manga has been on hiatus since October of last year due to the author having health issues.
I mean, that would explain a lot.
I don't. I've heard it is true. I mean, I can believe it because I heard a lot of talk about the Golden Land, the Golden Arc, El Dorado arc, and I haven't heard necessarily that there's an arc afterwards. Maybe because the El Dorado Golden Land arc was so massive and important that it overshadowed the arc thereafter, or the last arc is the El Dorado Golden Land arc. So who knows? Maybe I can believe it, basically.
House doesn't want to risk catching up with the manga, so they're just going to make short seasons from now on, I believe. That's pretty stupid. Why not just adapt all of the arcs that are currently finished and then make us wait multiple years for the next arc?
Well, probably because they don't want to have like a situation because it's very rare that we have like Full Metal Alchemist versus Brotherhood situations these days, or like Soul Eater situations these days. I think the industry kind of figured out that that's not great. It's
I don't necessarily, in the business world, decision making world, prevent. I don't know how much an anime actually promotes the manga. It does.
I would have to. Yeah, you would have to see like.
But does
some statistics on that?
Is it? Can you just adapt everything up till up till the moment that is current then, and then wait for 5 years and then do another season, or is it more economical to do 10 episodes every 2 years? Is that a better way to keep the manga, the series alive, or is it better to because I don't know, maybe it's easier to negotiate a contract for 5 seasons of 10 episodes than 30 episodes today and maybe another 30 in 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the best course of action would be, but I don't necessarily because he's making the point. Oh, why don't they? Yeah, they just adapt everything and then just wait. And I'm sure there's probably some kind of like rationale behind why they wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, I'm not 100.
And guess they really want to drag this out so the series can stay popular, and I'm not really a big fan of this. Anyway,
I don't think that I don't think that's gonna like affect the popularity. I think the popularity is gonna be where it is, regardless of if the anime has like long hiatuses or not, or short hiatuses, or is only like short or whatever. Because I don't think people are just gonna stop caring about it, right?
Yeah.
But
people cared about Full Metal Alchemist after the OG series ended, right? Enough for the second for a redo.
I mean, shit, we might be getting like a Soul Eater remake soon, maybe. Who knows? Possibly. Be very fucking cool if that happened. So, and that hasn't had like an anime in fucking decade, right?
Absolutely not. I mean, I like the Soul Eater anime well enough. It has some good OPs and EDs. I don't know that Soul Eater necessarily needs it. Of course, it
probably. I mean, it would be good to get a Brotherhood treatment just to adapt the manga faithfully.
Oh yeah, of course. It's always nice to have, but
it's not that it's not. You're right that it's not like it needs it, but it would be kind of cool. This is kind of where I'm at.
I don't know if I ever vocalized or ever really had a stance, but I don't feel that a bad manga adaptation. I don't feel that a bad adaptation harms the original work any. If I ever did, I don't feel like it does anymore, right? Except in the rare occasions, which is so exceptional, when you have an X-Arm situation where it actually did kill the manga, the anime was so bad it killed the manga. But I don't believe that's a thing that happens naturally. That it was just there has to be that the company responsible for the manga was expecting like a huge more sales of the manga and was funding the anime with future sales of manga. So when the anime was so bad, and the manga sales actually dropped, then there was no no business case for to continue the manga anymore. Those are the only real way I see that happening. But other than that, no, I don't feel that. I have the entire Soul Eater manga behind me as a good YouTuber. I have my bookshelves with all the manga behind me. As you can see, of course. But I don't feel that the an anime original ending of the anime original ending of the anime harmed the manga. It has to be exceptional cases when it does, and those exceptional cases are exceptionally rare.
It's funny because it's not like a Game of Thrones situation with the fucking because the books weren't finished and then the show goes into its own thing and it's fucking dog shit. Oh man! But anyway,
I wonder. So
unless you want to comment,
Yeah. Narissa, do you actually know? Did the books run out, or was it just?
Yeah. I can't remember what season it was. I think it was like the third to final season, like the 3 seasons out from the finale.
So wasn't there like 8 seasons of Game of Thrones? Like end of season 5 and the season 6.
Yeah, it was like somewhere around there is when they ran out, and then it was fine for a bit, and then it's like the last 2 seasons just completely shat the bed. Like the last 2 seasons were just fucking god awful.
Then I would think, because I watched like a fair bit of Game of Thrones, I didn't watch all the way to the end.
Yeah, I jumped off after it started going to shit.
The girl went to this weird temple where she could be.
Yeah, she goes to like the fucking assassin's place, faces or whatever.
Yeah,
fucking whatever.
Was that original? I kind of felt it.
No, I think that was in the book. I haven't read the book, so I wouldn't know. Right? I can't. I'm not going to be.
That felt a bit off to me, so that's why I.
Yeah, I don't know, but like. From what I understand is, they ran out of book material because George is like fucking... George is not writing those books and never coming out. I'm sorry. He's not fucking writing anything. He's just fucking like sitting on his billions and billions of dollars or something, right? He's not doing shit. He hasn't finished the books, and so who knows what the fuck's gonna happen. But yeah, the endings to Game of Thrones was not great. It was not fucking... It's so interesting because those guys, the brothers or whatever, I can't remember what their name... There was Russo. Is it Russo?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the guys. Those guys were like pegged to do like a Star Wars thing. Like they were gonna do like a Star Wars
and then they got pulled off
series.
Because Game of Thrones was so
they got fucking cancelled because Game of Thrones did so bad. The ending to Game of Thrones was so fucking
they're
bad.
such good TV makers. They have they can tell such good stories.
So hype, it's so cool.
When it's not their when it's somebody else's story, they can tell a very good story.
Yeah. Oh man, so cool, man. Yeah, we're gonna give them Star Wars. They're gonna make a Star Wars series. Oh fuck no. So fucking... Alright, anyway, let's keep going. We still got like 7 minutes, so we should probably keep
short as long as its episodes are great, but as I've said, they're far from it. The big problem with the season is how fillerish it is, which will let me immediately say that yes, I understand that these episodes aren't entirely filler. There are character moments and world building that are important. In the first episode, we learn about a crystal that can prevent people from using mana. Episode 2 reveals that there was a super powerful dude who slayed multiple of the Demon King sages before Faerun joined Himmel's party. Stark and Fern also go on a date together, so yes, there are important moments, but I'd argue argue it's not enough to merit taking up nearly the entire season. This is especially so because not all of these episodes are really that good. For example, the first half of episode 5 has the gang help a dwarf break into a room that has a bunch of beer in it. It turns out the beer tastes awful, but the dwarf doesn't mind because he did all this with everyone else. Fragrant realizes that the goal isn't what's important, but instead it's a journey along the way, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't she already learned this? By this point she understands.
I mean, that wasn't really like a lesson for Farron, was it? Like Farron didn't really like. That wasn't something being
No,
taught to
the
her.
lesson wasn't. This was the whole thing about if
Yeah, you had the dwarf.
if your life's goal
Yeah.
turned out to be worthless, what would you do? It wasn't, you know, the journey. It was about coming to terms with things, right?
It's more like you get to the ending and like it's not satisfying, right?
And then you go,
Like, how do
oh
you-
well, it was a good 6 seasons of
the
Game
beer,
of
the,
Thrones.
the beer tastes like shit, but it tastes. We all get to taste the shit, so it's fine.
Hey, how bad? How it's
Yeah.
basically this
Yeah,
channel, Naretsu. Oh, this video is terrible. Oh, it's such a waste of time.
We're wasting our time watching these dumb fuck anti-tubers and their dumb fuck opinions, but we get to have fun regardless, right?
Yeah.
But like that's like the point of the episode. Like it's not, and again, I don't think it's like a lesson that Farron is like learning. It's more like she's teaching that lesson to everyone else. Because she already knew the beer tasted like shit. She already knew. She already knew this was a waste of time, but she did it anyway.
Because even
Right?
though Heiter would be fine with the beer tasting bad, she was still not convinced that it would hold true for other people. Therefore, that's the reason why she didn't tell the dwarf or, you know, the others. Even though Himmel would be fine with the beer tasting bad, the dwarf might not be, but the dwarf was fine with it, blah, 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 blah. And therefore, just the moral of the lesson is, just like Heiter said, the bad experience, the bad result at the end doesn't negate the fun times reaching the results, getting to the result.
That spending time with her friends is what she treasures the most in life, so because of that, I don't see any importance to this segment. The next story isn't much better because it's mainly about Freyren helping a village mine for diamonds. I like how for once Freyren is actually the one who's in debt to this village since he owed the ruler's grandfather a lot of money. Normally, wherever they go, it's the people who are in debt to her, so this is a neat change. However, besides that, it feels like a pretty typical episode. Freyren goes to a village, either slays a monster or does a task for someone, and that-
This is like a theme of the video that I noticed. I am actually paying attention, Naruto. You better believe it.
Yeah.
He's mentioned a couple of times, like a couple of elements, right? Action, world building, character moments, right? And he says that he kind of places characters talking to each other, just talking to each other, as not worth his time watching. It's like either it's like cool action scenes or world building, which is important to him, you know, lore and world building, but just characters hanging out with each other, not necessarily, you know, getting to revelations between themselves or progressing in a relationship. But just characters hanging out with each other is not worth the time. I have that feeling, and I mention this now because he says that this whole arc with this company in Freerun mining silver for the company is pointless when this is like the most world building thing of the whole thing season.
Yeah. You find out about like the fucking trading company that builds the fucking roads.
Also, that appears in like every other episode after this episode.
Yeah,
right?
Like you see like the after effects of this because the whole like problem is that the company's going fucking bankrupt and they can't rebuild the roads in the north that because it's
Or
so
doing the
fucking dangerous.
patrols, or transporting the
Yeah.
dead, or patrolling against demons,
And that's
and
causing
monsters.
supply chain. Like, I know this is probably boring to this guy because he's like shonen tarded or whatever. But like, do you know how exciting supply lines are,
Oh,
Mister? I play map.
absolutely.
I
I've
play my
mentioned.
map games.
I have to
Yeah,
have mentioned before that my dream, one of my games that I would make if I could, is a supply line,
yeah.
frontline
Supply
army.
line Stellaris or some shit.
Yeah,
Yes. Like that's like that. This establishes an entire like. Yeah, there's this company. The company pays for all the shit, but oh wait, no, they're running out of money. But Furin can come in and oh yeah, a bunch of silver in the mine, and then it's like you said, over the course of like the next few episodes, you start to see like the rebuilding of the infrastructure, right?
mm-hmm.
They start working on rebuilding like these roads and bridges and stuff to fucking
Patrols and carrying
get
the
the
dead.
supply line going. So it's actually very fucking important. It's actually a very important episode, but I guess our boy here just wasn't paying attention, right? He's not actually watching the show or something. That's why he's like, oh shit, boring, nothing happens.
That's it. Episode 9 is very similar to this. Everyone goes to a village, they slay some monsters, and that's it. This would be filler, but there
Oh wait!
Well,
Oh no, sorry. This is another drag. This is about the dragons.
Yeah, they go to the village, and the village is like, well, there's a couple of like things in here that basically are like, why the fuck are you living in? Like, it's almost like there's Greenland or Iceland or whatever, right? They're like very inhospitable places, especially in the early days, right? On the Viking days, right? It's like, why in the fuck are you living in this shithole? Is basically the gist of these like episodes, right? And the lesson is basically because it's our fucking home, you dick, right? And they kind of like realize that it's very hostile. There's lots of monsters everywhere. It's cold as shit, right? It's a pain in the ass, but at the same time, it's where we live. We're not gonna just like give up, right? On our
I
home,
wonder,
right?
Naratsu. This is just a kind of a maybe a cultural lens that we're looking through, because nowadays we're very
Maybe.
attached to our houses, but maybe that's also because we have mortgages attached to them, generational wealth, and all that stuff.
if you're rich enough to own a home, Ellie.
Yeah, that too. But Naratsu, imagine a world where you can actually just move when you want to. You might not feel that attached to the land in that sense.
Well, something to keep in mind, I guess, for like in the context of Freerin, it's not like travel is particularly easy, right?
No,
As
in
well.
this.
So it's not like, oh, you could just like fucking fast travel to the next town over or some shit. Like,
No,
yeah, I
I'm
guess in
just-
the context of
Yeah, but
I get where you're coming from, right? In the context of like a world in which you could just like move wherever the fuck you want, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't be so attached to like your house, but like in like the context of Freeren's world,
yeah,
right?
in Freeren's world,
You
where
have
people do have this
generations. Yeah, you have
attachment.
you have like generations of people that are living in the north, right, and don't want to give up on. This is where I grew up with my mum and pa and my granddad and my da 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 da. Right, it's very realistic to how not modern, but like in history, right? Because again, in the ye olden days, right, it's not like it was easy to just up and like go to another place, right? It would take months. Remember when like travel by ship, Ellie, would be like measured in like months, not just fucking like a week or like a
Yeah.
few days, right? You wanted to cross the ocean to like America or some shit, it would take like half a fucking year, maybe even longer. I don't actually know, but those sailing
No.
ships, they were not fucking fast.
What I'm saying is outside of the context of this video. It's also out of the context of what Freeren's world is. But I'm just feeling like maybe this story doesn't make sense for the characters that to believe in more because that's a thing that we believe in, not necessarily the people that would live in this situation. This feels like this is one of those scenarios where author opinion overrides common sense, even though the world
Well,
agrees with it.
I don't know. But going back to our Video Man's point, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The whole thing is that these episodes are establishing something, right? They are saying, hey, there's these people, they're stubborn, I guess, hardy. They don't want to give up their homes. They don't want to give up, right? They want to live where they want to live.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have to protect that home, right? Just like you, because that was the whole thing with Himmel's like little like speech or whatever that happened in one of these episodes where it was like, you know, I have to protect their home just as much as I would my own, right? Like, because they're all, you know, so and so, right? Morals, big
Yeah, yeah.
morals.
There is one key moment that prevents this from being so. We get a flashback of Himmel explaining why he
Oh, he's about to fucking probably talk about that right
always
now.
asks for something from people, and that's because
Oh wait, no, he's doing this thing where it's like they're asking for stuff.
so no one is in debt to them. If he goes around helping people for free, they're going to feel as if they owe him something, which he doesn't want. So because of that, he always asks for something that he usually doesn't want because it makes the people feel better knowing that they aren't in debt. This is a very solid moment and also explains why Freyren constantly asks and loves Grimoire so much. While this is good, it still doesn't make up for how forgettable the rest of the segment is. Yes, the fight against the dragons is very well animated, but besides that, I was just wondering what the whole point of this was. After that, the gang helps a guy go to Epstein's Island so they can find a book
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Comments
So
to commenting
funny.
below to tell us how funny it is.
Yeah.
that Himmel wrote in during his time with his party. Freyren looking through the book and remembering her time with everyone is a solid moment, but just like the last segment, most of it leading up to this point isn't that interesting. My problem with like half of these stories is that while I get and even like the significance of most of them, for the most part they aren't that entertaining and seem pointless. Finding Himmel's book is a fine concept on its own, but I have more of an issue with it because again, so much of this season is made up of these short low-stakes stories. If there was another 3-episode arc and only 4 of the 10 episodes were like this, and I'd most likely be more okay with their inclusion. But like I've said, it's not, which sort of frustrates me. Also, I believe I said this in my last video, but I'm not some shonen tar that needs every episode of my anime to have a big grand super well.
I mean, it goes back to what you were saying, Eddie. Well, then what do you like? What do you actually want? Because if you don't want, like, if you're not a shonen tard, right, that is just like, oh, I need the fight scenes. Oh man, I need the big fights, Ellie. I need the big fights, big fights. If you're not like that, then what are you actually like asking for here?
I think
Because
the thing he's better than a shonen. Although of course, if you're watching the shonen for the shonen fights, cool. You're watching you're very well served. You're not you're all your needs will be met if you're a shonen guy watching your shonens for the shonen fights. You have plenty of shows to watch. I think that he's, maybe in his own view better than them, because he cares about the lore. That's his extra soft flavor that he likes on top of it. But Freeman is not that lore heavy, really. I think that's something, maybe something like Licorice Recoil is a little bit more heavy on the lore.
I just it's very like frustrating, I guess, because I don't like, because not only is he also kind of like not understanding, so because we talked about just before, right, like a lot of those episodes that he's decrying as being kind of fillery, right, or not really having any sort of stuff to them, right, actually do and actually are interesting, like the whole mining thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he seems to not understand that, and yet he's asking for what now, right? Like he wants.
Well,
more...
like I said, I think he doesn't really want the low, like he said, low stakes moments, right? when there isn't a clear development in relationship or characters or world building, but it's just characters talking mostly. He doesn't feel that those are worth his time to watch, to engage with. So he wants character development, character relationship development, world building, in any direction, whether it's world building or world changing events happening, and fancy fights. Those are like the most the things. And Viren very much leans on characters just talking and walking for the most part, with some fights sprinkled in.
Mm.
And I disagree that with him, like that there's not too much world building in a sense. Most of them was happened in the first season with the whole studying the Zoltrak and demons, how they kind of work. I heard that how demons work gets expanded in the whole Golden Lands arc. But until then, I feel that most of the world building already happened, especially with also with the whole magical exam. I don't know if there's any particularly grand world building. The training network, I suppose, but that's the biggest through line connecting thing, if I remember.
Well, anyway, let's hear what he's gonna say.
Animated fights. The reason I'm complaining about these episodes and the lack of more or a longer arc like the Mage Exam from the first season is because of the quality of them. The 2 arcs in season 1 as well as a new one in season 2 are the highlights of the series. The longer runtime in these arcs allows me to actually give a shit about these newly introduced characters, plus their stories are much more engaging and developed. Yes, I do love how fantastic the animation is during the fight scenes, but that's not entirely why I love these arcs. Hell, after reading the manga, my favorite moment has to be the final exam, which is very underwhelming, but not at all in a bad way. The entire scene is just Siri talking to everyone one-on-one in a room and letting them know whether they passed or failed.
You fail, you fail, you fail, you fail.
I fail, that's such a funny word.
There's no fighting at all, it's all dialogue driven, and it's amazing. On the surface, it showcases who passes and fails, but more so what this does is reveal the type of character Sari is, along with further distinguishing all the mages. For example, when Sari sees Danganronpa, it looks as if she's going to fail him because he's old and lacks the ambition he once had when he was younger. However, she realized that even for a second, he thought about fighting her, which shows that he's still strong and ambitious even at an old age, which is why she passed him. I love how short her and Ubel's conversation is. They both
Yeah, we kind of this is just this is not.
We watched it. Yeah. Oh man.
know that she deserves to pass, so they don't waste each other's time and Ubel leaves. Sari reveals that the clone guy never actually left his house, which was a huge shock when I first watched it. She appreciates his strength as well as the nerve he has to not even show up, which is why she passes him. The blue-haired dude says that all spells should be used for killing, and the blonde chick calls Sari cute, and because of this, they both pass. I love how different these responses are, especially since it shows off what Sari admires in people. She likes people who are strong, honest, smart, ambitious, along with other attributes too. Her conversation with Fragrant and Fern are also great too. She passes Fern but fails Fragrant, even though she clearly deserves to pass. This is mainly due to Fragrant's
could have shortened that bit, the characters, that Siri is looking for people who want to who see a barrier and wants to and are thinking ways to overcome it, not fear and right?
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is about, oh, Siri's magic is massive. I can never defeat this. I can never win against this. And if you think that, she fails you. And if you think anything else, then you pass. That's the real distinction.
Yeah, and it's like you said, you could have cut this down. It's just like him doing his recap earlier, right? Like, you could have cut this down quite a bit.
Favorite spell being one that summons flowers, which Sari believes to be worthless. It's such a dumb reason to fail someone, but it shows how even though Fragrant is more than qualified to be.
Well, it's not. Again, it's like you said, Ellie, right? It's at least. Well, actually, no. Let me rewind there. Let me try that again. It's more to showcase the difference, because they have different philosophies, right? Like Farron's philosophy on magic is fundamentally different to the other one, right?
Yeah.
So that's what this is about. It's like she's failing Farron because of the flowers thing, but that's not. It's not necessarily like Farron is like not gonna like fucking break the barrier or whatever. Blah 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 blah. It's like no, they have fundamentally conflicting philosophies, and that's what the show's trying to convey. In
Yeah,
this,
maybe
like,
I'm
thing.
slightly, because to Siri, seeing her massive mana and wanting to overcome it is a hallmark of a first class mage. Freeman kind of skips over the first part of not being scared of her mana, but she's not meeting her criteria of what it means to be a first class mage.
Well, because Farron doesn't actually give a shit about
No,
the coming.
because
And
this
that's
is
part
the
of
whole...
it. That's what I mean about like the difference in philosophy. Like, there's no ambition behind Farron. There's no.
That's a good
like,
word. Word,
yeah,
because the
yeah.
ambition to overcome the barrier that is, in a sense, Siri's mana, and Freeman doesn't have really.
Because one Farron doesn't even need to technically overcome the barrier. Like the whole first class mage thing to Farron is like a means to an end, right? It's
Yes.
I need to get the like. I mean, Farron could just not give a shit and just fucking go to the north anyway and not fucking care, right?
Yeah.
But one, she's got companions with her, and two, she does kind of want to follow the rules a little bit, right? Just a little bit, but
it's less hassle
like, again,
in the long run.
It's just hassle, right? Like the whole impetus is like she already had like a qualification from like fucking a century ago or some shit, right? Some old ass fucking like certification, but
The
now
holy
it's like
emblem.
the holy emblem or whatever. But like, yeah, so it's a difference in like I would classify it as, yeah, they have different philosophies, and Farron does not like particularly have any like grand ambitions in terms of wanting to like overcome particular barriers or wanting to kind of like push boundaries or any of that kind of thing. She just wants to fucking get to the
because
right.
I'm just, this will be my last bit of it, because the whole thing with Freeman and Siri was that Lame was teaching Freeman to be a mage of the era of peace, right? And Siri was, if you're going to be a mage, you're going to be a mage of war, basically. So Siri is still teaching magic, raising mages to her standards of a first class mage, which are mages of war. And because Freeman is a mage of the era of peace, that doesn't really fit in with the first class philosophy. That's why she feels her. And that's why, even though Ribble would fail because he has not the ambition to overcome Siri's huge mana pool, he does have the philosophy. If he doesn't have the drive to just win every fight he can, he does have the philosophy of a war of mage of war. I mean.
And he has his own goal, as we're going to find out with the golden.
Yeah,
the arc, right? Oh. He has his own shit he wants to do. So
with the golden arc, because the what's it called? No, Denken was the guy, the old man.
Oh, Dank. Oh, you're talking about someone else, maybe.
Yeah, Weirble.
Look, I'm fucking. I want to wrap this up.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but we've made our point.
First class mates won't let her be one. Her annoyance with Freyren's love for a useless spell means more to her than Freyren's strengths and accomplishments. But yeah, I love this scene. I will praise it for how great it is, plus ending the season off with Fern becoming a first class mage is a decent way to end it. So yeah, this is why I want to see more arcs like this in season 2, as well as the rest of the series. We've seen that the show is clearly better written during these arcs than they are during the episodic slice of life ones. Again, that's not
I find it a little bit difficult to say.
Better written.
I
mean, the writing's been, written, I would argue it's been pretty consistent.
Better written implies to me like that you had a different writer almost sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, like I would argue the writing's been pretty consistent, right? Like I can't think of, like, an
if
instance
there's a fight going, if there's an active siege going, or active chase, yeah, the writing will be different from a episodic half
yeah,
episodes.
but I mean, we're talking not necessarily in terms of style, but like quality, right? Like what he's talking about. So I would argue like it's been consistent quality wise.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking about as soon as you go into battle modes, your pacing is different, your time frames are different, all that stuff. Because Freerun can still spend a month in 1 minute when they're in the town for whatever reason. But when you're in a fight scene like this one, no, 1 minute is 5 minutes of reading time.
Yeah.
Not due to there being big breathtaking action sequences, which are solid, but mainly because of moments like this. I understand that Freerun has been and still is a slice of life series. It's not like after episode 11 the series completely shifted its structure and became arc oriented. There were still 6 or so episodes that were episodic, however a decent reason as to why they weren't half bad was due to the inclusion of Sin. He was a good addition to the cast, and even though he didn't stay for long, he was a welcome change. With season 2 we don't get anything like that from these 7 episodes. What mainly happens is Freyr and Fern and Stark go somewhere, they do a task for someone, kill some monsters, we get a flashback of Freyren with her party, and that's it. Like I've said, I understand the significance of these episodes, but overall it feels very repetitive and even pointless. Thankfully, we do get a 3-episode arc, which hey, it's pretty good and about the same as the first arc from season 1. We see the blonde chick from the exam along with a new guy who's a cool new character.
New guy? He's the
He's not a new guy, he's fucking there. He was fucking there. What do you mean?
He was doing the first test.
New guy. I wonder if this man has like the autism attention issues, and that's like part of the problem. Because if you think that's not a new guy, that's not. He was there. He was there in the arc that you were just fucking praising as being good. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you on?
Fight some demons, sick, there's some neat moments, and it's easily the best part of the season. Maybe I'd be a bit nicer on the season if this was how it ended, but no, it isn't. Instead, the last episode has a gang kill off some monsters so people can use this one dwarf's bridge, and then after that they fight some timber wolves. Some people complain about the first season's finale, even though I'd say it's not a bad way to end the season at all, especially since this is fucking dog shit in comparison. It doesn't feel like a finale at all, and maybe worst of all is a teaser
It doesn't feel like a
for the next season. We see Danganronpa on his way to go to the Golden Land where he'll fight off against a strong demon called Arkeli, which sounds good. But of fucking course, right before we see anything, the episode and more importantly, the season ends. Like seriously, we wasted all this time on these episodes.
Yeah, because they've already confirmed that, and there's gonna be more, right? Like it's they don't. It's not like it's not like the olden days where it's like, oh, you have no guarantee, right, that there's another season. They already said, yeah, there's going to be another season. So I don't think it's really a problem that they're like, oh, yeah, next season tease thing, right? I don't know why he's mad.
Episodic stories when we could have seen Danganronpa potentially die fighting a super duper pooper strong.
Totally not a shonen tard, by the way. Totally not a
demon. Yeah, no, that puts a bad taste in my mouth. I think an issue that I still have with Freyren is that it wants to have its cake and eat it too. Freyren wants to be a slow, episodic slice of life series, but also wants to be a fantasy shonen anime.
I don't think it wants to be a fantasy shonen anime, Ellie. I don't think it's like
in the same way
the intent.
In the same way that Dandadan is like 60% slow burn romance and
I don't
30%
think it's like
high speed action.
Man's getting a little bit genre brained. He's getting a little bit. Oh, it's trying to be this. Well, no, maybe it's just trying to be itself, right? Maybe it doesn't have to fit into highly constrictive genre categories, right?
Not so quick. Tell me the exact genre of needy overdose girl.
Schizophrenia. That's the mental illness. BBD.
Incorrect. It's slice of life, I think, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a slice of life.
both, and it doesn't fail at meshing these elements together, but it's hard to fully enjoy it when one is clearly done better than the other. Anyway, this has been a very mixed video for me, and I have no idea what you guys will think of it. I'm sure fanboys will still disagree with me because I'm not claiming it's the best piece of art ever made. The haters will say that I'm being way too nice on the season since I didn't shit on it enough. I enjoyed season 1 and even season 2 of Rayron overall. It's a series I like, but not one I love. If I ever decide to rewatch the first season, I doubt my opinion will change that much, although maybe I'll enjoy it slightly more. That being said, I feel like if I ever rewatch season 2 in a few years, I'll enjoy it even less now, although who knows, maybe I'll be... Anyway, season 2 of Rayron is fine. It's notably worse than season 1, but overall it's worth watching, which is why I'm giving it a 6.04 out of 10. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it and want to support me, you can either leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell. You can also support me on Patreon or here on YouTube by becoming a channel member starting at only 99 cents a month.
But shit, it was...
There's also a Discord server up that you can join using the link down below. Anyway, time to go work on my 7-hour review of the greatest anime of all time, Heaven's Lost Property. That'll be out eventually. Also, special shout out to...
This probably is the end.
So, yeah, not great. Not a great video. Not a particularly good one. I mean, props for admitting that you're wrong, I guess. That's kind of a good thing. But I feel like that was like 7 minutes out of the 17-minute video was just him essentially repeating himself and saying, oh, I was maybe a bit too harsh on it initially, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe I was a bit too meanie pants. And then he goes into kind of just essentially man doesn't understand show ? Maybe.
No, I
Because
kind of
again,
said
it's
it. I
like-
said it already. I
Yeah.
was going to save this until the end of the video, but then I said it even earlier that he doesn't. It feels like he doesn't appreciate the character stalking as a
Yeah.
thing. So whenever that happens, for him it takes time away from cool fight
Other
scenes,
thing.
character
Yeah,
development,
or
plot
lore
development,
or whatever.
it takes away from moments of world building.
All right, I gotta piss, so you continue. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I mean, I can understand that if you're not, if you don't like the characters that much, if you're not interested in the characters to that extent, then just having characters talk can be incredibly boring. But I feel that Freerun has built its characters enough that you can see them in doing a bunch of adventures and be entertained by them, because it's not like nothing happens. A random most side quests that the group does ends up in some fight, whether it's the random demon on the side of the road or the whole ball of dragons that Stark now can solo kill a dozen.
He's getting stronger. Strong
Yeah.
boy.
So even the nothing side adventures have big fights or big things happen in them. So I feel that unless he starts appreciating those characters interacting for the sake of them interacting, if you can appreciate those, then Freerun will be much more enjoyable for him. If he sticks to those, that there needs to be world building, progression, plot progression, and or character progression. Let's say, and fights. Did I say world building at first? I forget what I said. That's not Freerun. Freerun is most of all small moments. A lot of small moments.
Yeah. And again, it's the journey not the destination. And a lot of those like episodes are about kind of establishing that core kind of message almost, right? Like, why are we doing what we're doing, right? And that kind of stuff. But yeah, overall, not the best video. I mean, at least it's not, cooking water. There was at least something to talk about, right? At least it wasn't cooking water, but at the same time, it was very much a case of
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess we can now talk about the news. We've got
Yeah,
news to
and
talk about.
goodbye 3D printer.
Bye. All right, time to talk about.
Anyway, I forgot which
anime.
anime was under which button, so I'm pressing two buttons apparently.
Pushing a button.
I pressed two at the same time.
Oh boy.
So Naretsu, I think it's if I'm going to be honest with myself and maybe ourselves, it's time to cut some shows, Naretsu.
Oh boy.
So Snowball Earth, I haven't caught up with it all. Same for this show, I haven't caught up with it all. Have you been caught up with the apartment show?
I am caught up with pretty much everything on this list that I'm watching.
Oh.
So.
It's me that's dropping all the shows and you watching all the shows this season.
So Econ. So I'll just quickly do short show because that's easier to do. It's continuing. We're introduced to like the fucking horny housewives or the perverted housewives that are like sending libido cloths out to everyone. And you see, like, I kind of am sad that it's a short form show. Because you do, like, I feel like reading the manga it's one of those cases we were talking about earlier where, yeah, you should definitely read the manga. Because you actually get better pacing in the manga than you do in the short form show. Because the short form show is, like, yeah, they have to cram a lot in to that, like, 5-minute time frame. So, yeah, it's still good. It's still fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad it's getting at least some adaptation. But yeah, kind of a problem. I guess in terms of long form, I'll do Big Booby Sensei.
Yeah.
Yeah, some fun stuff happening on that one. Essentially, we get introduced to a photographer girl who is just real big into taking the lewd pictures, manages to rope everyone into starting a photography club. And the little lolly pervert girl and her get into a bit of a spat, and they have like a contest to see who could take the lewdest pictures of the sensei. And yeah, it ends being pretty good. The last episode was they're on like it's the school holidays, and they're on like a photography club training camp, quote unquote, but it's really just an excuse to fucking
nude pictures.
Take more lewd pictures of the sensei, right? It's cute. It's fine. It's a good little ecchi show. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I don't need to do like play by play. Here's exactly what happened in the show. All I really can say is like, yeah, no, it's fun. I think it's worth the watch. It's pretty good. Can't complain really. But anywho, do you want to do which hat errata? The witch hoot.
So, do you remember what last happened? Because
I remember the space ATF showed up. And
they showed up, right? And they showed up and said, "Hey, time to erase all your memories."
Yeah, you're all about to get fucking Men in Blacked. Because you're all no magic for you. You must not know the magic. We need to keep the secrets of the magic from the normies, or something.
Oh, did you say ball? Oh, did you say gun? Oh, you're the one who shut up the building, right?
Yeah. You know what a gun is. You know what a gun, like the physical, like component, like the metaphysical concept, Ellie, of a gun.
Time to
you caused the school shooting,
basically.
Because you.
So
That's
what
what I
happened
remember.
to fellow students start to basically pull out their guns and start shooting around the magic cop and say, "Hey, dudes, it wasn't them." And
Yeah.
then teacher Sensei shows up and puts a sword to his neck and says, "Nah,
Nah.
nah."
I'd win.
Yeah.
Or some such shit.
So, but then they from all right. I suppose we could do, if you insist, an investigation.
Yeah.
And then they go, all right. It appears there is it's maybe likely that you didn't do it, so we'll let you go for now.
Yeah. But you're on notice.
But you're on notice. You
You start doing the magic stuffs again. You start firing that gun again.
Mhm.
You're gonna be in trouble. Big trouble. Big trouble.
So, alright. But then it turns out that Coco, our main character, has a vial, a small vial with the magic ink, and it's still full. Oh, Coco
Oh.
thinks. Is it a magical vial that refills itself? Magic is so cool. Our magic teacher guy says, "Wait a minute, this is
Wait a fucking
weird."
sec. Wait a minute.
And
Wait a
then
second.
they went from, "Hey, I have to go buy something from the town. Hey, watchful eye that is supposed to keep notice of all weird things going on. Want some wine? Sure, dudes. Go ahead to the city, buy some wine for me. Cool." And then they go. Coco learns about that you can add things to the ink to alter or enhance its properties, make it last longer, make it colorful, make it invisible, the ink, and all kind of other stuff. Now Nertsu, blah 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 blah. Nertsu, the ink file has been replaced. It's coming. The ink is from the brimmed hats. So the previous character that makes the ink basically and makes the pencils, the pens, says, "This ink is from the brimmed caps. We must report this." And Kifi goes,
Yeah.
"No, this is
You have
mine.
an unsanctioned. You have
Link."
unsanctioned. You're using those hollow point bullets. Are not normal. They're not normal bullets. They're from the terrorists. We need to report.
No,
The
this is mine. I have finally a connection, and you will not take this from me.
precious,
My precious link to the brimmed hats. I finally found it. And then he goes, "And you will not take this away from me." So he erases his memories. So when earlier in Naretsu, he goes from, "They were going to take your memories away. Memories are proof that you lived."
Yeah,
and
that's a
you
big
were
bad.
almost
Yeah.
all these other people around you were also in threat of, we're also going to have their memories erased because of you. It didn't happen, so it's all good, but be careful because memories are proof that you lived and a part of your life. 10 minutes later, "No, you will not take this away from me."
God. Well.
Yeah. So
Rip,
next
I
episode,
guess.
finally, I can. Finally, the girls are asleep. I can I can investigate this inked. Ah, they spotted me. No. And then one of the brimmed hats that we've seen before shows up. No, because the teacher guy has been electrocuted basically and is immobile. Like, no, don't go. I want. And then he doesn't get it. Uh, and the brimmed cat guy, hat guy, is very mysterious still and very cryptic. And does weird magic that is, in terms Naretsu, if all these guys that are all our main characters or all our good guy characters are doing just magic circles and kind of construction basically, the brimmed hats are just doing plain magic. Just doing whatever they want, however, just flick of a wrist and magic happens.
Just incantationless magic.
Yeah, just all characters that we know just draw a circle, very precise, with all the correct elements in the correct places, with the correct dimensions and ratios, and then if you activate it, then it happens for a certain amount of time, for a certain amount of range and height.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the terrorists are basically like, bro, I just wing that shit.
Yeah, that's like flick your wrist and thunder and teleport and turning things into dust and clouds. And...
We Leroy Jenkson this shit in this house.
So that's kind of
we go on the vibe. We vibe coding. we vibe magicking. Fucking vibes. Alright, I'll leave.
Basically. So, but anyway, one fancy bit of lore that we get in the last episodes, that the good witches of healing were the last witches, the last brimhead witches that fought against the new codes. Because, those witches of healing thought, hey, we are healers.
Yeah, we're good guys.
We want to heal people, And then the code says no magic upon the body, no magic that affects the body. But they lost, so the brimmed hats of healing magic also got erased.
No.
But turns out that the thing that that was refilling Coco's vial was a spell from the Witches of Healing, which is now the Witcher brimmed hats are still know how to do. That was a fancy bit of lore. Other than that, Retsu Kifri was the teacher guy was basically spotted. He was seen. There's a witness to his crime. And he's now, in the last episode, the last scene, he's confronted by, hey, magic teacher, I saw you do something. So, this guy.
What sneaky bullshit are you up to? What are you doing?
I feel like Neretsu, because the guy that spotted our teacher guy, Kifri, is he cannot become a witch because he has eyes that is not colorblind, but just see the whole world in silver. And that makes him ineligible for to be a witch. However, Naretsu, that feels like something that might be able to be cured if you had some magic of healing of some kind. So, Naretsu, you know Warhammer 40k, or just Warhammer in general. You know the Chaos God. You know Zinj.
Yeah, the big man himself, the big plans, plans.
Well, less of the
plots.
plans, more like, you want knowledge.
Schemes.
You want
scheming,
forbidden
plotting.
knowledge. Oh, I can
yes,
give you
for that knowledge.
Oh, I am just going to search up this knowledge. It won't corrupt me or anything.
Yeah. What does it say on the sticker here? Big corruption may cause headaches, induced vomiting. I'm a big boy. I don't even care.
No,
That
I need
shit.
this knowledge. I'll use it for good and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So it is kind of funny that one T3 is doing all of this while there's supposed to be a guy that is keeping an eye to exactly prevent this, and he's not preventing anything thus far. Also, yes, Keyfree is totally that one scribe in a Warhammer universe that is, oh no, I just need this knowledge to defeat the evil.
Just need that one. Little bit of corrupting
Just
knowledge.
one more tome of forbidden corrupting magic so I can defeat the corruption.
I could do it.
I can
just one. Just
one more spell. Just one more. So, I have a feeling, maybe it might be not to be true, right? That the guy, the boy who is blind, semi-blind, silver eyes, might become an accomplice to Keyfree, and Keyfree might, do something or promise something to the boy that he can become a witch of some kind if he keeps a secret of this. And maybe Keyfree will be accomplishing this by healing magic, which is forbidden. Which is just kind of funny to me that Keyfree once hates the brimmed hats for some reason we don't know. But he's going to break every single rule, every single code to get to them, making him is essentially the same as the brimmed hats. By knowing the spells, knowing the things, breaking all the rules and all that stuff. Anyway, Naretsu, good show, good things happening, good fun.
Good fun times. It sounds like fun things are going on. But I was mentioning kind of like before the show a couple of days ago. There's been an interesting kind of phenomenon where I remember, Witch Hat was like, everyone was talking about it. Big fights, big old politics, big, it's good, it's bad, it's shit, it's overrated, underrated. It's all gone, Ellie. It's all gone. No one's talking about it anymore. It's dropped off. It's over. No discussions are happening. It's like everyone just kind of got bored and gave up about the big culture war stuff is just done. So how does it feel that your show is washed? It's washed. It's not relevant anymore. No one's talking about your show. Oh no. How does it feel, Ellie?
Don't particularly care. I am having a very much a fun time. I am not on your dumb Twitter doing talking about whatever silly thing.
I'm just shit.
I know.
But anyway, so I guess needy time. Man, this show feels like a bit of a fever dream, really. I gotta remember kind of where we were at. So we got like the episode about what's her name, Nachika,
tomboyish
kind of
character,
the tomboy girl. And most of that episode is kind of her having an interesting it feels like she's the most put together of the cast, right? She seems to be the one girl that's like the fucking like stable one, right? Mentally, right? Because Amy is obviously schizophrenic, right? Obviously fucking crazy. You've got the gothic Lolita chick, Mochika or whatever, right? She's fucking losing, as we find out in the most recent episode. She's losing her shit. And then you got Purple Lollipop, who's kind of like the immature one, right? Like the childish kind of one. Like she's not necessarily like mentally unstable, but she is kind of immature in a sense, right? So out of like, and also you've got Kane, who's like, she's little bit crazy, cray, but also sort of, put together in a sense, right? So out of the whole cast of characters that we've got here, feels like the tomboy girl is the one that's the most put together out of the whole crew, right? doesn't seem to be anything outwardly wrong here.
I don't know. I did get like an odd vibe from her in that she is, because she kind of mentions that I think here was some still a bit vague on the name. Say Goth Girl, right? Goth Girl
Yeah.
is paying only attention to herself. Dempa Toxic Girl, Purple Toxic Girl, is only paying attention to others, and our tomboy girl is not, is in the middle, she says, but
Yeah.
I feel she's kind of manipulating, because when she's talking to Ame, K-Angel in real life, and she realizes and knows, I feel that that whole conversation, where she is kind of declaring that her, her group, her trio will take over K-Angel, it feels less of a declaration, and it feels more of a you should give up already.
Mm.
I didn't feel much of a respect in that sense. Let's have a fair fight. It was more of a setting the groundwork for her.
The future is now, old man.
Yeah. And at the end of that conversation, when K-Angel, or when Ame starting to embody K-Angel, and kind of saying her philosophy of her shouldering the world's burdens and all that stuff. I did feel, she did say something from, "Oh, this is going to be difficult," or "This is now more difficult," because all three of them are inspired in some way, to some extent, by K-Angel. She's still like the guiding star. And if her tomboy saw like a path of victory before, she now kind of lost that sight, right? I'm steering away from. I still think there's something wrong with her, but it's more of a calculating apps, away from the world sense, right? She's not placing herself in the world in a way. But she is saying that she is not selling. She doesn't believe in dreams, and she doesn't sell lies. I think that's what she said. So it also feels that she doesn't really have like a big ideal of her own. She doesn't really embody a concept in that sense. Just the path. She only is like the path of victory. That's her, and she will just swivel and turn to whatever that is. It is true that she's kind of stable in the sense that her family situation isn't abhorrent in a way. Yes, her father was dirt poor, and she had to take care of her, younger brothers, but they seem fine now. Her father is sorry for
still, yeah. His father's sorry for being a gambling addict, dickhead, but he's like, because she shows up kind of to offer him like, oh, here's some, the money,
living
money, right? And he's like, nah, you take it. Sorry, I was a dipshit, right? Kind of deal. And yeah, it's. Yeah. Like, yeah, I do agree with you. There is, I mean, considering the show, right? It's pretty clear there's gotta be something going on, right? There's gotta be a thing going on with this girl, because none of these girls are fucking like particularly stable, right? None of these girls are particularly stable, but I guess we're just gonna have to kind of see because but part of it is also the show does get a little bit kind of cryptic a lot of the time, and it likes to jump around a lot especially in the last episode where we kind of get a little bit of maybe not all the characters, but we get a little bit of each character, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I did it. I think it's like still it's still. We're still talking. I think the episode before the last one. 2 episodes
yeah,
ago.
yeah, the one that was primarily about our the girl,
Tomboy. There's
tomboy
there's
girl.
one thing about the whole scene in the cafe, right? When they're talking. It's a mess, kids running around, disorderly, otaku doing toxic things, co-workers saying all women are sluts.
Yeah.
Waitresses falling over, girl getting dumped, and all that stuff. But after that, Neretsu, family is happy, kids holding hands with mother and dad, with mama and
Everything's
papa.
gone back to normal. Yeah.
Otaku saying, "Oh, we had fun. Let's make a dojin." Office workers guys say, "All right, enough toxic venting. Time to back into the real world where this what we said isn't actually true." Hey, girl that got dumped. Hey, get a lawyer. You'll be fine. Waitress. No, everything is clean. Don't worry. So it is a um kind of a reset, re-expectations. It maybe even mirrors the whole thing about Kane, Chill's world crashing down, chaos all around. But then, no, Kane is eternal. Everything is fine. Everything is good, etc. It's a kind of a double thing. I feel of no, people can just have a bad day. Everything can be chaos all around you for in every direction. But no, we are still living a normal life. They're a happy family, whatever. They are just a random. They're just otaku doing, having fun and all these kind of things. But yeah, the last episode, I feel like the most the most significant part is the thing about the more you love humanity as a whole, the more you hate individuals. And in a kind of a other side of the coin is that you then in the same sense you start running away from relationships very, very hard. So Goth Girl that was friends with Rocker Girl suddenly walks under the pressure of having a friend and can't deal with that now. And I don't know if it's a thing where Tomboy now doesn't see a path to victory anymore because she's kind of also absent for a bit. And Ame is, still meeting all the members in different points of time with all of them, kind of re-establishing a sort of dominance over them. Right? Because they all are kind of prodigies. Did I say that right? Descendants of K-Angel. And it feels in a way of the show, right, that they are keep getting pulled back into K-Angel's world, even though they try to break out of it. It might be a little bit of a commentary of wanting to surpass the original, but nah, man, civilization is still king. You cannot be the civilization killer because you still have civilization in your name, right? You cannot be the GTA killer because you're still comparing yourself to GTA and all those things. But what's your takes, Naretsu? Any particular parts?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I do find, like I said, the show gets a bit confusing. It's a little bit, because again, it is a lot of like having to kind of dissect sort of the symbolism and the meaning behind different things, and paying attention to what's kind of both being talked about and what's currently on the screen, right? um it is, and part of it is kind of seeing that it feels like the entire like thing is held together on like a very fine thread, and we're already starting to see some of the like threads starting to like snap, right? Because we see that in the most recent episode with our goth girl having her little crash out at the end of the episode, right? Um, Something else I've also noticed is our Ame girl, right? Her hair color started like multicolored, and now she's fully white colored, right? And I'm wondering if that's got some kind of symbolic meaning to it. But like I said, I guess we'll just have to kind of see how it plays out. Like overall, like it's not like I'd say the show's bad or anything. Like I don't think it's terrible. It's just I think for me, I've still got kind of that feeling of like, is this doing that whole like insists upon itself kind of thing, right? Pretentiousness type element. Is it doing that? I'm kind of on the fence right now. But I did notice that because I'm looking at the visuals. The next arc has its own new visual. The Internet Angel versus Kazamarov live battle visual. So next arc's probably going to be kind of intense, I feel. So we'll see how it plays out. Overall, it's pretty good. Keep watching. Right, what do we got next? What's our next?
Next
Slide.
slide. Let's see. What button? All right, this button. Right. All right. Killing shows time because
you killing all your shows
basically. So I maybe these will pop up again later, but for now, these
bam,
two are gone.
bam, bam, bam. All right. Well, you want to go first with your show, Rono?
Sure. So where we left off, Mickey, the girl on the left, was kind of revealed to be putting on a persona of the kind, the gentle, the soft-spoken, when she actually is kind of abrasive and loud and outgoing in that sense. And all right, how am I going to discuss this? Because the show relies on a lot of small moments. There's very little like bombastic things, or in a sense very deep, esoteric and surreal things, or whatever you want to call it, like in Needy Girl Overdose. So maybe to shorthand it, right? Miki gets outed to be putting on a fake persona. We get a little bit more of a backstory what happened with the severe bullying and all things happening with Koyun, girl in the middle. But it kind of resolved itself in that Miki is now can be more herself in school. She also makes her hair just like almost white blonde as a expressive thing that she does. Meanwhile, Miki is shipping Tallboy with our main character Koyun, while Koyun is shipping Tallboy with Miki, which leads to the situation in which what was it again? Where Miki, where am I? Because two people are shipping two people in this love square. Two people are getting constantly depressed with how the relationship looks to the other. because they think that they like the other person, but actually they don't like each other at all. They are rooting for you to be more with the person that you're currently, because the two people are sharing a secret of shipping, whatever, blah 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 blah. Anyway,
So and forth. Yeah.
yeah. So, one, there's not too much development in that sense. There was one funny thing was when Mickey was talking about, hey, it's getting kind of painful to be fake all the time, and they're spreading semi rumors about me. They're good people though, but they are just no. It's spreading kind of rumors about me. So our main character, who has much experience with people saying things are behind her back, says, "Hey, oh, they do that? Cut them off. Never talk to them ever again." But no, they're good people. So what? All people have good sides to them. That doesn't oblige you to be around them. Cut them off. But no, she doesn't. She doesn't do that, and instead, comes clean. Basically, hey, I was putting on a bit of persona, blah blah blah. But good people, good people. It's all fine in the end. Oh, I remember. Last episode is kind of revealed that Koyun, was dating a guy without really intending to do that. She was kind of doing it to see if she could feel something, while the guy was doing it for real. So when she was starting to get bullied over it, and starting to really dislike the guy because they weren't a match at all, there was some kind of breakup to the point where she is kind of fearful whenever she sees him now, while the guy is now just pretending that she doesn't exist, for pretending to have forgotten about her when he didn't. And that's kind of the drama angle that happened in the last episode. That's all I want to say, really. There are other stuff. It's still it's a funny show. Very much funny moments. Characters.
Good times.
Good drama, etc. etc.
Yeah. So, otaku girls. Yeah, things are happening. School festival time starting. Cosplay calf. Big, want to do cosplay calf stuff. Yeah. And again, it's kind of hard to do the play-by-play because it is really just, yeah, the girls are definitely into him. They're definitely starting to get into him, but they don't want to admit that yet. You boy. And so what ends up we kind of get into the last episode that I watched where, they're making cosplay stuff at the Garo girl's house. Oh wait, it's late. Why don't we just do a slumber party? So they do a slumber party, and they watch movie all night, and then they have the long-haired girl has a conversation with Otaku-kun about, I hide the fact I'm otaku because all the normies wouldn't understand, and they're all talking about celebrities and dumb things, and if I don't play, I'm gonna get ostracized if I don't, oh no, big boy. Yeah, so it's cute, it's fine, nice little romance stuff, it's all right. I'm having a good time. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot to really say about it. So,
all right,
next,
last slide. Let's kill more shows from my end.
Oh boy.
Correct scene, whatever. Folder gone, and but I think you're still watching all of these.
Yeah, I'm watching everything that's left. Yeah, the Digimon I'll quickly go through. We're getting introduced to the Wish, the new faction the Digimon supremacist faction has arrived. So I'm guessing that's going to be our next arc. Is going to be all about those humans killing the Digimon. That's not good. Fucking humans. So that's currently what's going on in Digimon right now. It's all right. It's doing okay. Dr. Stone. Yeah, they're big space travel time. We are fast forwarding the tech quite a bit. We have internet now. Internet has been established.
Well, if
we
you computers, and then with you already have
we
radio.
have computers. We have computers, and we have internet. Big. You can draw on the screen, and we can transmit schematics over the internet. Big ups. Big things. They're going to do a return home rocket because they did a vote and they voted to go do a return home rocket. They're going to create the rocket in space, send the parts up, make the rocket in space, launch the rocket from space. Not big ambitions, big things. They sent a satellite out and they know where Y-Man is on the moon, so now they're working on big things. So outside of that, there was a little thing where the petrification device activated on its own. That's what happened there?
Scary.
That's better keep that under surveillance with the TV cameras. I think I might have mentioned that last week.
Yeah.
But basically, that's kind of what's going on in Dr. Stone. They've established who the crew's going to be to go to space. Big. It's mostly just the lead up to it, right? Like, we're mostly kind of fast forward. Like, I can kind of see where, like, the author is like, okay, I want to fucking end this. Right? Like, because I feel like what happened, I don't want to, like, accuse them of running out of ideas, right? But I feel like what happened was they got to a point where I don't really have any idea of, like, what, like, because we've already done multiple, different new faction, right? Fighting in we fought, like, the Xeno faction, the Xeno guy, right?
Yeah.
The big future war. We already had the island guy that had the petrification device arc fight antagonist, right? We already had the primitive man, disagreement arc thing. I feel like they kind of ran out of, like, arcs, I guess, and
they also kind of ran out of the technological runway, because if you have computers, that is kind of very quickly.
Well, no, but that's only because they've, like, been going so fast, right? Like, that's not necessarily, like, that's a byproduct of the problem I'm describing, right? Because what's happened is they're basically like, I need to finish this manga now. I need to fast forward what probably should have been multiple arcs of them, figuring stuff out and maybe having different antagonists, show up along the way, right? Well, I need to skip all of that and get straight to them in space, right? And this was kind of what I felt was going to happen. Because I knew the manga had ended already, right? I kind of felt like this was what was going to happen. Was basically it was going to be a case of, I need to get to this point as soon as possible. So I'm going to quickly, we have the mathematician guy. Okay, here's how we can do, like, basic computers. Here's, we're working on internet. Now we've got internet. Now we're going to work on cell phones, right? Or whatever. And now we're going to work on this particular thing, and it's all sort of happening at a very, very fast pace. And I feel like, it's not bad per se, but I can feel it, right? It's noticeable. You can feel the fact that this is getting rushed, which is a little bit of a shame. But other than that, it's, it's perfectly reasonable. So I guess we'll save demons for last, because we can both kind of talk about that one, I guess. So warrior princess. Some lore, big lore happening. She's having dreams of, like, this dragon thing that's like, oh, I'm glad I picked you or something. So something's going on there. We get kind of a pseudo explanation of like the magic system a little bit, where what essentially happened was the priest girl, our redhead, you know, priestess, whatever girl or whatever nun girl, when she was doing the magic, because she was doing it incorrectly, she was basically sucking the mana or whatever out of the environment.
Yeah.
And if you suck too much mana out of the environment, it causes the blight, the demons, to show up and start causing problems. And it essentially like turns that like patch of land into a desert even after they kill the blight. And then the other thing with the blight is it steals your memories. So our nun girl has forgotten pretty much everything when she was like a child and at the orphanage or whatever. She's like forgotten all of her memories up until that point, because that's one of the things the blight does when it like manifests. But the person that manifests it, right? Because she was like the catalyst. So we have a whole kind of episode kind of establishing that and the process of, okay, we're going to do this like ritual that will revitalize the soil, and then we'll plant some new trees, and everything's going to be hunky dory, right? It's all very kumbaya nature, big nature time, right?
Yeah.
Big we need to balance of nature. And moving into kind of the next episode from that, we get an explanation of like the collar, the ring that's around her neck, the engagement ring or whatever. It turns out that it's sort of this like willpower based artifact that she could have just taken off at any time. They just forgot to tell her. So it's not like a BDSM collar or anything, right? Or like a dog collar or something. It's literally you hold on to it and you will it to come off, and it just comes off.
Does it now stay off, or?
Well, that's what the episode is about, because she can't put it back on.
Oh.
It doesn't want to go back on, and she's trying to put it back on. And her mom, well, not the mom, but the sister night girl, the role model night girl, right? Is like, oh yeah, you got to do this like ritual thing where you splash the guy with water and come up behind him and go, guess who? You can see where this is going, right? And so it'd be a really good setup, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, start making grandkids, right? Wink, wink. So that's kind of the whole episode, and it sort of ends with it's actually like there's like a vow that you have to say, and then it puts the collar back on, right? And
Why
it's
does
all
she want
romantic
the collar back on anyway?
because she's being like Sun, one, I think she's warming up to it. She's warming up to the barbarians. She's starting to warm up to the idea of being the wife, right? Starting to get into it. But it's fine. The one downside is from what I understand, the manga apparently has actual nudity in it, so it's a shame that we don't get that in the anime. Probably a time slot issue, I would assume. Is what it is. But like overall, like it's a good show, right? It's fun, right? I was worried that the gag, right, was going to get old, but luckily they've seemed to have kind of moved past that, right? And we're starting to get kind of more we're getting more world building type stuff, and we're getting more kind of like actual progression in the relationship, and not just she's like overreacting because of her like assumptions about what the barbarians are and stuff, right? So overall it's pretty good. I'm still enjoying it. It's fun. I'll keep watching it. So Demons Time.
Yeah.
Demons. Probably the bigger show of the season, I'd say.
So
more interesting
we're
show.
still Alright, so the episode before it was kind of revealed from, hey, I died.
Yeah, I died.
I
Yeah.
died.
But it's fine.
It's fine.
Because you get one life. You get one extra life when you're a
and you get
twin.
your superpowers if you do.
Yeah, if you kill yourself to get superpowers. Oh man. But yes, no, you if you die, you go to like this thing, and the thing will be like, hey, do you want to come back with your powers, or do you want
Or
to
be hunted for the rest of your living life.
or do you want to jump off this thing and go die for real?
Yeah, do you want to live in the fear of death your whole life, or do you want to live in death?
Just do it.
Yeah,
Just
die,
do it.
basically.
Just do it. And our girl was like, nah, I'm gonna live. So she lives, and she gets her fun eye, big demon eye. That I guess has her powers in it or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's cool. So we find out kind of about that, and we get kind of introduced to a bit more of like the clan, because the head of the clan shows up.
Yeah, I think that the most the last 2 episodes, a lot of the story didn't move forward a whole lot. It was a whole lot of establishing of both clans have like a bunch of different sub factions in them.
Yeah, there's like hardline village versus casual village, hardline whatever versus there's traditionalist versus modernity type stuff going on, right? So there's we want power. Like you have like the shady guy who's clearly fucking shady, the silver-haired brother, right?
Yeah.
Of the thing. He's like, yes, those with power should totally use it to control everything. We deserve to have the power to do all the things. Yeah. You're totally not gonna become a fucking antagonist. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we get basically an establishment of, okay, there's all these like warring factions going on. Things are like very complicated. It's
a lot
not
of
very
war
simple.
and factions within the 2 camps, and then there's some hidden third parties also involved, maybe.
Possibly, yeah, that are doing funky stuff. None of this particularly matters to our boy, because our boy just wants to figure out what the fuck happened to mom and dad, right? Like, he's not really doesn't really care a lot about the politics, right? Which makes sense. And Aza is basically just sort of like wants to protect the brother, right? And is kind of
there was like one
of
poignant thing that Yoru said, the brother, right? In that Asa traded the cage in the village for the cage in the mansion.
Yeah, which was very amped a little bit. Yeah, not great. So I would say that to be fair, we are getting 24 eps out of this, right? So the slower pace is not really criticized. I mean, you could argue it's a bit slow, but I would argue that they have the time, right? They've got the time. Take it a little slow, establish, and also the character is learning. Like our main character, you have to think about this from, okay, we're kind of following Yu's perspective, right? He's getting introduced to all of this at the same time the viewer is getting introduced to all of this. So it makes sense that they're kind of going a little bit slow in these introductory, like, okay, here's like the politics involved and whatever to get you kind of up to speed. The other interesting thing is that he has control of left and right, when originally left and right is supposed to be kind of like the balancing force, like, because each one is like the anti to the twins. Right? It kind of got established a couple episodes ago with Asa and whichever one the male one is. Right,
I think.
Yeah, it's like, I am like the counter to your power, right? So if you ever go out of control, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, right? And so I like the show. I really like the show. I think it's very well written. I think there's a lot of intrigue and mystery there, right? I've said this, I think, the last few times we've talked about it. There's a lot of intrigue and mystery. The characters are quite likable. They've got their own kind of like mysteries around them. Like, I'm very interested to kind of see
Yeah,
what
I
Gabu's
appreciate
like.
that.
Yeah,
That was it. Jin, I believe his name was Jin, the guy with the square glasses,
yeah,
right? He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, give me
The
your
fish man.
number." No, you're going to
Yeah.
track me. Damn, fuck.
Damn it.
I wanted to track him.
Yeah. And he's even like it has to be told when they're leaving. Don't put a fucking talisman on them. Don't do it. We need to.
Fine,
We need
I
to.
suppose
We
you're
need trust.
right.
We need trust. Trust is important. Okay.
All right.
We need
Yes.
to do big trust.
I was.
Yeah, they're interesting characters. And I feel like a lot of this is obviously because Full Metal Alchemist author, right? Like
Mhm.
fucking like perfected the craft of creating interesting both main and side characters, right? Like fucking the king queen of it, right? So
Yeah.
I'm definitely on board. I am interested to see, because hopefully now we're going to kind of move into a, like, I'm hoping we kind of move back to a little bit of, oh, our boy is going to have to get used to like modern life outside the village, all this weird shit, like, oh, what is this, the smoke signal cell phone type stuff, right? Like, I think I'd like to see a little bit of that, maybe a calm, we get a little bit of a downtime before we move into probably the next like combat focused arc,
Yeah,
right?
I
Get a
kind
bit
of
of
just to go back slightly, I kind of don't need Yoru to get more familiar with modern conveniences. It can be just the running gag of the show in a sense, but I don't
Well,
feel
what I
like we
mean
don't
is,
need much.
I guess what I'm saying is, I'm thinking we're kind of doing a bit of a, we're getting a bit of a lull, right? We're getting a little
Oh yeah,
slice of
no,
life,
that's
right? A
fine.
little bit,
We have big
we're
fight,
getting a
big
little
high
bit of a,
tension.
we're getting a bit of a chill, chill time, and then we're gonna start ramping up into our next combat focused arc,
No, it's
right? I
fine.
feel, yeah. So no, good show, fun show. We'll be watching. We'll be continuing. It's very good.
Yeah.
So other than that, I don't think there's anything else in particular that
No, I
I've
guess
got.
we'll just show the status of the 3D print, how it goes.
Yes, how's it going? How's he going? Ah, yep. We're at
Yeah.
the. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Look at him. He's
You see the legs, you see the base, you see the torso, shoes, bits of arms, a shoulder piece in the far top right. That's a shoulder piece thing over the shoulder.
Yeah. It's making those layers.
Every 2 seconds, another layer is attached.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
And UV blast.
Very, very, very good. So yeah. Anywho, I guess that'll do it from us for today. It was a fun little stream. I think we'll be back next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Probably. I think that unless
something comes up, I guess.
If PlayStation is super hype for some reason, we might do it like.
We might do that. Maybe.
Otherwise, it will probably be about another anime, and we'll do the week after as a big.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, but anyway, we'll catch you boys later.
Yeah. Later.
Bye.